Well, look at that. Typical Craig.
Here comes playing. Oh, my word! Absolutely magnificent. Payet. Reed! He rose so high! Touched the sky! 2-1 down! 3-2 up! It's meant to be! It's surely meant to be! It's
Be a long night. Paquetá, he's played it through, and Bowen's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, number 76. We've got a few people in already with us. Good evening, Jez, and good evening to the Cockfather as well. Let's go with the Cockfather first of all. How are you, mate? And okay, long thing. He now leaves.
Well, let's hope he does. Let's hope he does. I want him gone. I want him gone because today. Just look at today. We are still so easy to carve open. So easy. That goal they scored was so easy. We could all do it. Hardly any of us can probably run around the pitch, but we could have scored that type of goal because it was so easy. I've been saying it all season. He has to stop playing 4-2-3-1 as a 4-2-4 attack. It does not work. You leave the middle of the pitch too open with just two players. But again and again and again, he keeps doing the same thing. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This guy's insane.
Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell.
Big up, Jez. As I've already said to you, my mate, congratulations on your title. You thoroughly deserve it for what you had to put up over the years, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, man. Third of my life, as I was saying earlier. You know, last time we won it, I was 44. Yeah, it's been a long time, man. Long time. And I think we deserve it. But a lot of arguments, a lot of people talking bollocks. I'm not apologising. Why should I apologise? And I've been, I did a show last week and people saying, oh, you got to apologise to Arteta. No, I support Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC.
What were their reasons for you apologising to Arteta?
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the club is the bigger thing. It's not a manager. The managers come and go. We've seen that in all shapes and walks in life. You've seen it at Liverpool. You've seen it at West Ham. So I'm not apologising to anybody. Why should I? And yet you've got these little arse wipes, that want to say that since they've been watching Arsenal since like 2016, right, saying I should apologise for having a go at the manager.
Oh, man.
I did it to Bertie Mee. I did it to Terry Neal. Right? I did it to Wenger in his latter days. What the fuck are these people coming from, man? Seriously?
Very quickly, Jed, very quickly. How does a manager get so much time? We want Slot out for not winning a title in his second season. How does a manager get that much time in the first place in order to do this?
Exactly.
He went trophyless for how many seasons? Liverpool won't allow that. Chelsea won't allow that. United won't allow that. City wouldn't allow that. Even Tottenham doesn't even allow that. But yet Arsenal decided to sit there and hope it works. Now it did, granted, but why was he given so much time?
Thing is, mate, I think you saw it tonight. I don't know if you watched it. The presentation of the trophy, which was excellent. It was brilliant. I mean, you can't get it wrong. By Stan Kroenke and Josh. You know what I mean? Fair play. But I thought it was a bit... I don't want to criticise it too much because Arsenal won the Premier League. But Stan Kroenke, when was the last fucking time he was...
Yeah, it's one of those, Jez, isn't it? Smilts the silverware and manages to get a plane over and he's there, kind of thing. It's don't get me wrong. I know when he first obviously got the club, his ideas and his intentions, but he did look a bit dodder on his feet, though. I'm glad he was holding on to that trophy and that, because if he weren't for Josh on that, I think he would have been on his arse at that point.
Yeah. The thing is, Tone, and may I say to you, I'm gutted for West Ham today. I'm fucking gutted. But at the end of the day, look, come on, man. This guy, Stan Kroenke, bought the club. Fair play, well done. And he said, I haven't bought it to win trophies. And yet, there you are, walking out today at Selhurst Park with the fucking Premier League trophy, presenting it. How two-faced is that?
I was going to say.
I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm thinking, really? Yeah, you don't give a shit about the club. All you give a shit about is the revenue coming in. And you turned up, rocked up with your son. And I was chatting to a mate of mine I watched the game with, and I apologise. I'm a little bit pissed now because we had a proper drink up this afternoon. And I asked him, when was the last time he saw Stan Kroenke at the fucking... Was he at the League Cup final? No. Right? And yet he's rocked up today at Selhurst Park so he can present the trophy or walk the trophy out. Fucking seriously?
Oh man, let me catch up with some of the comments. We'll go back into that because there's some other things I want to ask you about that as well. First one in the chat is Matt. Good evening, Matt. And he's saying Bowen said on Sky Sports he's under contract and wants to stay, but he fears it may be taken out of his hands by Sullivan. And this is going to be the problem for us, and we'll discuss that as well. Just want to catch up with some of these comments. Big up to Carl as well, Ruthless Schooner. So sorry, Tony. Spawny Spurs get away with it yet again.
I have some theories on that we'll get into.
Yeah, we've got to get, with the Arsenal minute. Good evening to yourself as well. Good evening to Luis Gomez Jr. Like, subscribe, guys. Thank you very much. And make sure you do it, obviously, to Jez's channel as Uncle Rod's channel with Godfather. And he's saying, Jezza, the Godfather, congrats as well. Good evening, Jeff. He says, evening, Tony Pano on the chatters. Would have tried to join you, mate, but literally just about to pull out of Liverpool Street. What a day capped off of a fucked up trade journey. Jeff, I feel sorry for you, man. Dear me. Oh, you poor sod. Good evening, Pierre. He said, even though it was expected, it still hurts. Of course it does. And in the long run, I think it's better as next year in the Premier League would have been a lot worse. And there's the truth in it for us, is that. Arsenal man saying Klopp must stay, mate, for Arsenal's sake. It's slop at the moment. Don't forget that. He's obviously had a few as well.
If it was Klopp in this day and age, mate, we'd have won that league, dominated that league, in fact.
Good evening to Chris as well. He's saying, oh, it's okay. You're now in the best league, proper football, no VAR, and some brilliant away days, and you will be competitive. And I think that's a good thing about it.
He has got a point there.
It's even, the talk is positive, but it's where it goes to, and that bring James in as well. Evening, James, as well. Just catch up with some of these comments. Tim, good evening, mate. Evening, all. Hope you're good. 100% came from Emma's channel. Respect all. Thank you much as well, Tim, for that. And they're saying like each other. Yeah. Lewis is saying a wise Irish man once said, "I'm apologise to absolutely no one." Yeah,
that's it.
Thank you very much as well, Tim. Appreciate that. Arsemantic saying, why isn't Arteta these fanboys apologising for these 6 years of abject failure and bottling? That's your thing, isn't it? I mean, the thing I was going to allude to you on that, Jez, why is it that you get your manager suddenly come out with an Arsenal shirt on when he hasn't worn one all season, and you got a goalkeeper that goes and gets changed and puts another kit on with some and glove? It's like,
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, it's just absolute fucking bullshit. Sorry, I'm swearing, but you know what I mean. It's laughable. We are the most laughable club in the bloody Premier League, right? I mean, I've praised the manager when he won the Premier League quite rightly. He's proved me wrong, and I said Well done. You've proved me wrong. Fantastic. Now go and do it again. Right. And next Saturday, right, we got a massive game in Budapest. So rock up for that one and see what you can do. But I don't know what to say really. You know what I mean? You know, you rock out at Crystal Palace in all the players rock out in Champions 26. Yeah, well done to the players. Well done. You deserve it. Well done. Well done. I ain't got a problem with that at all. Fantastic. Arteta, right? How many of these fucking players, mate, have you broken this season by playing them through injury? That's the question I would ask him. Not these pussy. Tomorrow morning at the press conference, right? I wouldn't be asking him all the little pussy questions. I'll be saying, all right, Mr. Arteta, why did you play Rice? Why did you play Saka through when they're in the red zone? But they won't do that. They won't do that. Watts, Pinnicus, and all that fucking twats, right? They won't ask them questions because they want to be part of the party, right? Because they've got their tickets for free to go to the Champions League next week, right? They've got all that. But at the end of the day, well done, Arsenal. You won the Premier League, right? And I think it's bloody brilliant. And it's the third of my life. I was 44 the last time we won the Premier League. And sadly, if I finish on this one, guys, yeah, sadly, I've seen a team go out of the Premier League that has been absolutely mismanaged. And yeah, sorry, West Ham. Sorry to see you go down. Hope you come back next season.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. James, good evening, mate. Welcome back in.
How's it going, gentlemen? How are we?
Yeah, all good. All good, mate. All good. Let's just say hello to Ronnie as well. He's a Spurs fan. He says, good evening. And it is a very good evening. Enjoy, Ronnie. Enjoy. But as you know,
Your
mate,
luck will run out, my friend. Your luck will run out.
it's the next year. That's the question. Lone Star, as always, Arteta is beautiful, he says. And good morning to David Dundas. He says, big up all. Thoughts all with the Hammers fans. Thank you very much as well, mate. Leslie's also saying the same. Hi, Tonic Rods, and congrats to Jez. And Edith Mandy, she says, hi, everyone. Sod the Premier League VAR controlled games. Can't wait to watch us play without all the crap. Players falling over when they're touched because the ref will slow it down on the screen. Absolutely great shout on that one. Why are you in here? James, a good question because Pierre's asking, who do you want as manager when Nuno walks? For me, it's anyone Sullivan doesn't want.
For me, I want Sullivan out now because that's enough. The time is up now. I don't care about players. I don't care if club's in League One. I care about getting this owner out. So yeah, I will when it comes to my time to speak, I'll speak it. But yeah, I want Sullivan out the door tonight. If I'm honest.
Yeah, that's very true, mate. Very true. I mean, obviously, for me, manager-wise, if we can get hold of Bellamy, because, you know, no nonsense, you know what you're going to get with that man at the end of the day. If not, depends what happens with Fulham, Marco Silva, go for that man. Be a bit too ambitious, go for Areola. I don't think he'll even dream of doing that, man, that's for sure. All my days, Lodestar, look at that. Proof that giving a manager time pays off. Years.
No. Because if Man City were Man City normally would be, they wouldn't have won. They were the best of a bad bunch this season. So I've still seen nothing to suggest they could dominate.
True. I was wanting to say, Slot won the Premier League with Liverpool in his first season. And so on that note, 7 years of credit in the bank with the Liverpool fans.
He fucking doesn't. He doesn't. He's out now. He's gone. I want him gone.
I think he will be, won't he? I think he will be going. Big up to Austria Spurs one as well. Sever's big toe. No one watched the Arsenal games and no one gives a shit. Never mind. Good evening, Aces. How are you doing as well? And he's also saying Godfather Jez. I used to like the Crankies, apparently, yes, as well. Remember them. Evening, everyone. Hey, back, yes, indeed, Frog, it is in there. Tim says, it seems like a lot of teams are jealous of Arsenal winning the Premier League. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, and it's been a long time coming, and they've been the best of the bunch, so they deserve what
Only
they got.
because I wanted my team to bloody defend it. That's the only reason. Nothing against Arsenal. I just wanted my team to defend it. That's all.
Well, interesting, going back to, I think one of you mentioned about stadiums and that, and I know James brought it up, and I've just seen it on one of the YouTube things. The London Stadium, the West Ham fans, and they all looking towards, Sullivan and saying that basically, the place behind me sold our soul for this shithole.
That's right, mate. That's right. Do you know what? Today, my sort of threshold was a few weeks ago when they beat Villa, and I was like, yeah, I think we're going down, and I sort of accepted it back then. Yeah, I just think today was we just run out of time, run out of games, run out of time, and too much fucking about. When you fuck about, you get found out, and just exactly what's happened this year. It all goes back to Sullivan, mate. That's what it boils down to. And sometimes in life, you've got to have a good owner to be an ambitious club, and we haven't got a good owner on or off the pitch. He's destroyed the club from the inside. He has diluted the fan base down. He's took away our spiritual home and put us in a shithole. He's done a lot, and my worry is that how can anyone trust this man now in order to believe that he's going to get us back to where we should be? I don't trust this man as far as I can fucking throw him. So, yeah, it's a sad day. It generally is a sad day. I feel sorry for all the younger fans. I'm getting a lot of fathers messaging me saying my son's crying and everything. And I'm like, I understand it because I've been there. I was there in 2003 when I was a 16-year-old kid. And I see West Ham go down in 2003. I was there in 2011 when we went down under Grant. And I'm here now. And even my missus messaged me and said to me, James, you're so fucking calm. I feel numb to the situation, which is a dangerous thing, really, because I think when people are numb to it, they don't care either way, and that's a recipe for disaster for me. What I need to happen is I need to see there's stuff put in place immediately. Right, first off, the owner needs to come out and speak, and if he don't speak, then I think everyone needs to start upping the ante a bit more on that. The issue is with the protest. Before I land on what I want to say, finally, is that next season, if West Ham do all right in the Championship and kick into gear, and are sort of cruising up in the Championship, people say, well, there's no point to protest because it's just going to be a negative effect on the team. When people will learn that Sullivan is the problem, and in life, you've got to cut the cancer out of the club. And if you've got cancer yourself or someone's got cancer, the best thing to do is try and cut the fucker out before it spreads. And what he has done is he spread his cancer throughout the club for a hell of a long time, and it's killed us in the end. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm speaking a bit sort of morbid, but I'm fucking devastated inside tonight. I'm holding it together pretty fucking calmly, but I am devastated tonight because I feel like my club is slowly dying away through a man's greed, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I want to land on, mate.
I think you're right. I mean, I think for all of us, West Ham fans, it'll sink in the next couple of days how bad things are going to be. I think that's going to be the problem for me. But I'll make you right, though. If the owner speaks up or someone representing the fucking owner speaks up and we know where we're going forward, at least we know there's a plan put in place. If we don't see anything or hear anything, then I agree. It's a bit worrying. Arsenal Manic saying here, let's face it, Arsenal are the best of a bad bunch. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United were well off.
Arsenal done what they had to do. I'll speak a bit about Arsenal. Arsenal done what they had to do, and they got over the line.
Exactly.
And sometimes it ain't how you do it, as long as you do it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think next year they're going to have a bit of a problem because I don't think teams will be as bad as they was this year. If they get right managers in there, then it's all going to come right. Sort of full circle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not saying that Arsenal can't win the league next year, but I'm going to say it's going to be a lot more difficult. Do you know what I mean? And people like Liverpool ain't going to be as bad. Chelsea will be a sort of team that might be looking to sort of do something with Alonso, and there'll be a difference next year. Right, this year I just feel like what Arsenal have done, and the reason why they've won the league is because they've been consistent. That's the only thing. They've been consistent. They've been nicking results, nicking 1-0s and grinding out wins and things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it all depends really on how they get on in this Champions League. So if they win the Champions League, then next year, the world is their oyster. But I don't think the Premier League will be as bad next year as it has been this year. Because I think it's been one of the worst Premier Leagues I've witnessed. I don't know about you guys. I feel like this year's been shit. Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous. How is a team who's lost 12 times in fifth?
Yeah, I know. I know you're saying that.
How is that even possible? How could a team that has lost 12 games be fifth?
Yeah.
That shows you how bad this Premier League really was.
And West Ham going down on 39 points. Fucking unheard of. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
There's two teams you need to thank for Arsenal. One was Everton with a 3-3, and the other was Bournemouth with a 1-1.
Yeah.
Because up until that 3-3 draw with Everton, City were on the insurgency, and then all of a sudden that threw a banana skin in them.
Yeah.
You got any answer to that, Jez? What do you think? I mean, do you think it's the slip ups from City gave the defining factor where it was yours in the bag at that point, or do you feel like it?
There's a lot of teams haven't just rocked up this year.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a matey yesterday, and it was a bit like the Leicester City season, where Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea just didn't rock up. And Arsenal, incredibly, were the only team to beat them twice in that season, and still couldn't get it over the line because Arsenal couldn't beat the other big teams. So I don't know. Look, I'm not going to knock it out. I'm not going to knock it out the park and say Arsenal don't deserve it. They've been the better team. They've delivered. They've done the job, and as an Arsenal fan, I'll take that. I will take that. I've seen Arsenal win dirty championships before. So I don't really give a shit. We're champions, we've done it, and I'll take it. Whatever way, we don't need to win every single sodding game. We don't need to go invincible like once happened, but we've done the job and we move on because we've got a massive game coming next Saturday. Huge game.
How you feeling about that, Jez?
Sorry, mate.
How you feeling about going up against PSG, knowing what they can do?
Well, it's a huge day out, mate. It's a huge day out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all we can do. I have to give Arteta credit today for the team he picked. He went to a team that he wasn't risking anybody, and I thought, well done. I'll give him credit for that, and I think any Arsenal fan would. And it's a massive day out. They've got a week off now. They can relax. They can party tonight, which I'm sure they will be. And they should. Come on. They should party in. They just won the Premier League, man. And I respect them for that. And I'm not going to knock any one of those players for what they. There's some of them I wouldn't want here next season, but that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day, they've won the league. Credit.
Got it done. Yeah, I mean, Jez, like Asa said, solid Stan Kroenke. Last appearance in Wembley was May 2017 for the FA Cup final victory over Chelsea 2-1. That's how long ago, bloody hell. Manny said the same thing. Look, Bowen is under contract, which means if Sully gets a decent offer, he'll let him go. That's a bit of a shame. Big up to Matty from Up the Cherries and All Departments. Thanks for coming in, Matty. He said, Tony, thanks for the invite, but it has been a long day. And well done for them for qualifying as well. Hoping West Ham can bounce back at the first attempt as we go on our European adventure, and I hope that's a good one for you as well with there, Matty, you and Craig. Ace says gantries that you'll probably see Cronkies in Budapest on Saturday night for Champions League final. Yeah, it'd be no surprise. Matt also says, I'd love to come on next season. Enjoy the chat. No, thanks, mate, and be a pleasure.
Was it EFL roundup in it now, time?
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah, got to change the format. We've got to learn a new
we
thing.
can't have all these Premier League bastards in here. Do you know what I mean? Fucking spoil it all of us.
Yeah,
EFL
going
roundup.
to be all smug at us, all this kind of thing. We're still in the Prem. You know, do you remember them days? Yeah, I know. All the comments coming.
Fucking hell.
Good evening, West End Bro. He says, Jared Bowen is in massive talks with Liverpool and rumoured transfer fee around 8 million plus 2 million in add-ons. That's bloody cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. No, he ain't that. He's
I can't
winding
see
up.
that happening somehow.
Of course. I know.
He's just declared it. I think I listened to Bowen's interview and he's basically saying he's prepared to stay, basically, which is fair. The issue is, but I think he's done something very clever. Very clever. Because what it is now, Sullivan can't sell him. Because if Sullivan does sell him, it's because he's had to sell him. And so it's a fair play to Jared Bowen on that. Very, very smooth what he's done.
I don't know if you look carefully in that, just in the left-hand corner of this camera, you couldn't see it in that, but I see this rolling pin bashing on someone's hand. I don't know if it was the old missus. It could be her kind of thing, saying, you ain't fucking going anywhere. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. Let's hope that was the case. David's saying, wonder if there will be another poem at the press conf. Oh, don't start that. Jesus Christ. Frog says, be interesting to see who sticks around now. I mean, yeah, I think we said last week we're going to see some of the vultures circling around the London Stadium who they're going to pick off. Osmac says, all those Arteta outs are now switching to Arteta in, utilising him, because now it's a fashionable thing for their viewing numbers. Bloody hell, man. What's this?
That's what people do, mate.
Stick to your principles, guys. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to Dow Ogungun. Jezza, he's saying. Good evening to Tommy K. You'll need to raise £100 million minimum. We're absolutely, Tommy. That's the thing we've got to try and do.
Matthias Fernandez, 85 mil out of the.
Yeah, that's right. There's one.
And Juve. Listen, if anyone wants Juve, 65 mil. What a player, Don't you know what I'm on about? Fucking shit, honestly.
Yeah, we'll bundle him in the car for you. Don't worry about that. West End saying Spurs fans celebrate like they won the league, not surviving relegation. Complete joke. I mean, look, there's celebrating, but then there's kind of going a bit overboard in certain respects. I must admit.
I think the Premier League saved them. To be perfectly honest with you, I truly believe that.
Yes, very interesting. So let the selling begin. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. We apologise to no one. Cole says, please come and go.
Jared Bowen going once, going twice, sold.
Sullivan with the old gavel.
Yeah.
Cole saying, players come and go, but the ramifications for the financials of West Ham are approaching a dark day. No, they've already been there, Cole. Don't worry about that. We're already in that situation. Matty says Scott Parker has a great record in the Championship and his West Ham connection. He's your man. I'm not too sure, Matty. Maybe to get that part over the line, possibly, but yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. Pepsi says the club has always been bigger than anyone. I'm celebrating the Arsenal. We won the league. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. Yeah, look, Oregon Goon, we are the champions. Jeff says it was actually embarrassing seeing Spuds fans celebrating at Liverpool Street. Big club mentality, eh? 17th again, olay. Oh, how the self-appointed mighty have fallen. Like in jokers.
Exactly. You shouldn't even be celebrating. You should just go in and go, got away with that one.
I mean, fun enough, me and James did a collab watch-along and that, and even when you saw Bowen's goal, there was no kind of euphoria. It was just a case of like, that's what you got. There's nothing to celebrate about. Big up to Anthony Herbert. He says, big up to on the panel. I'm on holiday and had a few drinks. I have a question. My question is, now we won the league. Is Jez having a tattoo of Arteta on his left arse cheek?
No, I'll tell you why I'll have it done. On my arse hole. There you go. That's real big. That's where the comes out, and that's what he talks.
Bloody hell. Osman is saying you just got to get rid of that owner, like Newcastle did with Ashley. Good shout. Get one of those Arab owners, get proper managers and players, come back to the Premier League and make finish top half. I think the biggest problem now, going down, what kind of prospect do you actually attract being a lower division club now? That's the question. You know, we've got a club that we don't own. We've got other places that we actually rent. So really, what have we got to actually attract any potential owner? This is going to be our problem, I would say. As Fox says here, why would Sullivan leave? It's still a nice little earner for him. Don't back on integrity with people like him.
No.
Big up the Stone Island Geese. He said, even all just back, Parker in or Bellamy? Bellamy for me. Parker just needs, I think he needs a bit more cojones, a bit more experience in that respect for the Prem. Sullivan doesn't give a hook out one.
He doesn't.
Osman is saying you've got a 68,000 seater stadium, already the basis for an attractive takeover. Add to the fact you are based in London. There is that, but remember, we don't actually own that stadium. We rent at the moment. 89 years left on the lease, and well, a stadium that's losing money hand over fist. That's the biggest thing about it.
89 years.
Yeah, so it's a 99-year lease. We have had.
None of us are going to see that. 89 years from now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Actually, no, I'll be earning my time. I'll be in my earn. I'll be earning my time.
Fucking hell, mate. I'll be haunting Sullivan, I will. I'll haunt that cunt. 100%. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. You know what I mean?
You know,
and his family.
Yeah, passing it down the line, basically. Carl says Chelsea are not going to give Alonso any decision making. They are houseplant FC next year and will spin the tide. I don't know. When you give the man the title manager, that kind of tells you something in my eyes.
Yeah, but name a Chelsea manager that lasted last long.
Well, you haven't got Abramovich there, have you? So they've got no worries in that score because you know full well some of these managers wouldn't even been there 5 minutes. They'd have been out there before you know it. With Alonso, I think they're actually going to back this man. I think they've learnt their lesson. That's the thing. And I think, like as James said, well, you got to look like this. You got Todd Bowley sitting in the background now. I think they will kind of actually listen to what needs to be said. You've got Carrick now be given a 2-year deal. His backroom staff will also be given the same deal. So are they going to back him now? So that's another club. Use guys. Depends if they're going to stick with Slot.
There you go.
You know,
got a club statement here from West Ham Town.
Okay, go on then, mate. This will be interesting.
The confirmation of our relegation from the Premier League today marks a sad and painful moment for West Ham United. The club wishes to sincerely thank every single one of our supporters for the consistent and loyal backing that they've given throughout what has been an extremely difficult and disappointing season. Ultimately, we have not repaid the support. The plain truth is we have not been good enough. We must now face the consequences of our failure and honestly, transparently and determination to repair, refocus and rebuild. All buzzwords, by the way. West Ham United is a football club whose unique identity is defined by success or failure on the pitch, but the values and traditions of our roots in the East End and by the spirit of people who have claret and blue in their hearts. The club acknowledges how challenging this season has been for them and know that they must take steps to restore a sense of pride, faith and belief. As we have done before, we will fight with everything. We will return to the top division of the English football at the first time of asking. The hard work to make that goal a reality starts immediately.
Which pencil pushing into and brought that out?
It's just literally come out there that on the West Ham thing, you're just reading it out. Ridiculous.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, ask you two as an outsider. I mean, first of all, I'll ask you, Copfather, what do you make of that? You know, as James said, this buzzwords, keywords are kind of like, that must be right. I mean, what do you make of
it?
It
just sounds like someone's just...
Who's got the ice cream, man? 99 plate, please. Chocolate
I'll
sauce.
have a 99, please.
Fucking not last night. I bought two boats for a tenner. Fuck me, I thought it was...
What?
Fucking last night, mate. I know that geezer. I've known him for years, yeah, and he's been around here for years, mate. I've been a regular customer, right? But fucking hell, last night I nearly had to remortgage me fucking house. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking £2 for a fucking tenner, ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me, that's mad.
Yeah, man, with a statement like that, you're just asking. First of all, I'd be asking, what are they trying to accomplish with a statement like that? They're just giving loads of buzzwords to try and make it sound better than it actually is. And that's a problem because the fan base is just going to be like, but you didn't help us here. It's all right you coming out, you're apologising, but you didn't help our situation. You knew things were going bad and you didn't do anything to stop it. So what's the point of you coming out and telling us all these buzzwords? We're not going to listen to a thing you said.
Yeah, it's when you look at it like that, it's all right to say them type of words because you're down, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to actually fulfil them words. That's the question for me. Is that? I mean, Jez, what did you make of that kind of statement coming from West Ham?
Oh, I don't know, mate. It's a lot of words, isn't it? It's easy to talk the words and never fucking deliver. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing for me.
It's a lot of talk way too late.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's a load of bullshit myself. It's easy to stand behind the scenes, behind the curtains, and go, "Oh well, yeah, we've got to do. Oh well, yeah." You haven't delivered at the right time to save your club from relegation. So, do I believe what you're telling me? No. Fact. Because you should have done this you should have done this last season.
Yeah, make you right on that. And the thing is, if they're saying it's going to be immediately, then you want to see either tonight or tomorrow night some statement put out that they've done this move or they're going to bring this in. Then they're actually kind of standing by their words. But when it's all right, like you said, just saying them words just to kind of tickle your balls, basically, you think yourself, oh yeah, that's. But full well, mate. You've seen it. With Copfather, your owners, with the Cronkies, with our lot, kind of thing. You've heard this ball say these things so many times over, and failed to deliver.
The thing is with the Cronkies, right? I'm not agreeing with all the signing. Yeah, they've done over the years, but at least they have spent the money, right? And there's been some shit signings which I think were awful. But at least they did it. The thing is, from Sullivan, he gives it all the large, he had delivered.
Yeah.
So, you have to question what's going to happen next. And it's easy to sit here. We can all do it, right? All of us have got cars, and we can all say, "Oh, well, next year I'm going to buy this car, that car." If you don't come up with the money, you don't get the car.
True. Yeah, absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right.
So at the end of the day, it's easy talk when you try to pacify your fan base and say, "Don't worry, boys. Next season we're going to do this, we're going to do that." Well, let's wait and see what we do. At the end of the day, I don't believe a word of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sorry, I was saying there, I mean, Sullivan's put this price tag on us. Estimate us about £1 billion. I'll believe that when I see it. I don't know where it's coming from.
He's fucking dreaming, mate.
I know, mate.
He's playing Championship Manager or something. You know what I mean? Fucking £1 billion. You know what I mean? We don't own the fucking training ground. We don't own the ground. The issue is, for me, he's just got to go. But the problem is, I don't think he's going anywhere. And this is where it's basically what I said this a few years ago. I turn around and say it's like West Ham fans fighting the owner. Right, it's us against the owner. And the problem is that he's a stubborn bastard and he ain't going to want to go because his asset's going to go down the pan. So what does he do? I don't think there's nothing now that he can do to change people's perspective on him. Just can't. Do you know what I mean? Because you've done the ultimate thing. You've done the worst thing possible. That's relegate the team out of the Premier League. So sad, really.
Yeah. Good evening to Richie.
Right, here's one for you, boys. Right,
Go.
this is totally off subject.
That's all right.
Right, okay. I did a stream the other night, and I know who's gone for this one. Egal, right? I got accused of copyright on my video, intro video, West Ham Newcastle, right? Yeah. You tell me any time if you've watched my intro, is there West Ham Newcastle in? Right? Now, I've just had a thing back from YouTube. I appealed. I said, you get your facts right, mate. Or YouTube, get your facts right. There's no way have I ever showed West Ham United against Newcastle in my video, of which I own the music. Right? They've come back and says, your appeal has been overturned and we stay with what our statement. What a load of fucking bollocks. What a load of bollocks.
What the fuck would you depress yourself watching us?
The thing is, you've got no right of appeal to say, actually, I don't agree with that. They've now made their decision, and that decision is that's it. I'm now going to the. I'm going to be hung now because at the end of the day, I've no right of. It's fucking this. I tell you, this YouTube, man. It's seriously bullshit.
It's true.
Well, remember we were saying last week. I mean, poor Michael Chelsea in that. That's three channels they had taken down with no reason why. But they're not kind of giving the actual real answer, and that's a bit. If you knew that, at least you know where you stand. But to not even tell him, political thing.
They haven't even given an explanation, right, as to why. All they've said is we stand by our statement.
Bloody
So you haven't said, well, actually, maybe you might be right and we need to talk about it. No, that's it. No.
End of. Yeah.
That's it. You hung, drawn, and quartered. That's our decision. I swear down there. Fucking bollocks.
Yeah.
It's like a father's decision, isn't it? Because I said so.
Exactly. That's right.
It's what it sounds like, isn't it?
Without a doubt. Dabble a bit saying Arsenal weren't the best of a bad bunch. They just had VAR on their side. Let's get that right. Next season we're at VAR, they'll be lucky to finish in the top four. Yeah, we could all wish for that. That would be awful. Arsenal is saying if we were to beat PSG in the final, then fair play. Yeah, then you could say you've topped up a really good season. Richie wants Moyes out, and he said Richie did warn you that he starts good and then turns shy. Yeah, because I mean, looking at Everton today, they could have been out. I said to James, they could have been out there even now, and they still wouldn't have had a single shot on target. They did enough. Yeah, top father. Have you watched the game?
No, but this is the same team that had 3 goals against Manchester City. Couldn't score against who?
Yeah. Basically, it's the final third, and they either played back or they just didn't do enough.
I'm not having that. I'm sorry. How can you score 3 goals against Manchester City and not score 1 against Tottenham? How?
Mm-hmm. That's
No, that
what
makes no
we're
sense.
saying. That's what makes the season a little bit on the old. You know what I mean?
There's got to be a brown envelope somewhere there. It's got to be.
Mate.
I'm sorry.
Osman said it's not easy. Going to be easy for conclusion in the Championship, Tony. If you don't make changes, you've still got Wolves, Burnley going down with you. You've got the Boroughs, you've got the Southamptons, Mills, and etc. Well, depends on the Southampton, because I think if you look at it, even though they've been given -4, with the FA getting involved, don't be surprised if it becomes a -10, -12 points.
Yeah.
Good day, David. How are you doing? Good day, Tony. Who won, Cobber? 3:30 a.m. here in Australia. You know the score. David. And fair play for being up at that time and say good morning as well. Do appreciate it, mate. Chris saying you're going to have to invite Charlton and QPR fans on there. Good luck with that. Yeah, of course, Chris. Yeah, the new reset. Dear me. Yeah, Frog's telling him, Spuds won, 17th place. Ace is saying Sullivan getting Poundland transfers ready for the championship. Jesus Christ.
So if this manager finished in the exact same place as Ange, then it wasn't Ange.
Exactly.
So
Exactly
I've
that.
got bounce, mate. The wife has turned up with
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah, I got to shoot off an all time. I'll catch up with you soon, boys. All right.
Yes,
Take it easy.
thanks for coming in. Jez, thanks for coming as well, mate. And enjoy
Yes,
that.
always a pleasure, mate.
Before you go, what have you got for your Chinese? What's your favourite nibble you've gone for on this Chinese? Sweet and sour or chicken chow mein or?
I've got a greedy bastard tonight. I've gone for half of the old crispy duck, actually.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
And I'll keep it all to myself. She ain't having none of it because she's gone for chicken chow mein and God knows what else. And so I'm having all that myself, my friend.
Very nice, mate. Very nice. Well, enjoy anyway, and thanks for coming on. And
of course, always.
If you don't catch up during the week, good luck for next Saturday as well. If it goes well for you guys.
Of course, I'm going to do a match preview for it. So if you want to jump along, you're more than welcome. You never know. You boys, if you want to jump over.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
I'll send you a link if you're available, and we can have a little chat. To get the experience of the real people, Liverpool actually have won it. You know what I mean? Fucking 6 times. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, take care, boys.
And you good. Take it easy, mate.
Always pleasure, Jez. See you later, mate.
Ta-ra, mate. David Shear saying that Enoch and those Spurs fans wouldn't have learnt a thing. Yeah, this is the truth, mate. This is the truth.
Yeah, so the problem can't have been Ange. If you're finishing the same place, then it's the players. It can't be the manager.
The thing is, when you listen to them, when you listen to our ownership and their ownership, it seems virtually on par with each other.
Yeah.
It's a real,
like they're reading from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah, basically.
You.
Mind you, should have seen David Sullivan today. He's next to I don't know what you want to call it, whatever she is. He was wearing this kind of like, if he had one of them kind of Buffon things going out here with the old frilly sleeves and that, you would have thought he'd be Liberace at the old piano, mate. That's how he had that kind of that kind of shirt on. Dabbling says breaking news: West Ham stay up and Man City take their place after a 60-point deduction. Imagine that.
Even if they get a 60-point deduction, it's going to be 21 season, 20 the other, 20 the other. They're not going to give them 60 straight away.
No.
Too much money involved.
Yeah. Hammers need Saudi oil money for a takeover. Oh, it'd be lovely to happen, Dale, that's for sure.
I mean, how can you guys be worth $1 billion? When Liverpool were taken over by FSG, we were worth 300 million? So how's that work?
That's Sullivan for you. That's the thing. That's Sullivan for you. He's the one who's up this price. And as James said, we don't really own anything as such. All our medals and this and the other are sitting in a vault in Hatton Garden.
Yeah.
With the museum we did have is virtually gone from the London Stadium. We pay £3 million a year in rent on the place. Yeah, not exactly an attractive prospect. David Shear saying not all Spurs fans are like that, and all we haven't bottomed out. We have bottomed out now. But no, you're a good guy, David. Anyway, we know that. Big up to Rican TV. Commiserations, Tony. I hope that you're back soon. Thank you very much, sir, and I hope you're well and enjoyed your celebrations. Colin, good evening as well. Good evening to all you wonderful gentlemen on the panel. Pleasure joining you all. Nuno has to go for sure, but more than anything, Sullivan has to go, and the sooner he's gone, he's going to have a party. And I think there'll be a load of them. He's
put that price up for a reason. $1 billion. No one's going to pay $1 billion for something that's probably worth maybe 300-400 million.
Yeah, if that. Oh, cheek out in my era. Calvin, 72 seasons on the bounce is quite the achievement.
Exactly.
Richie's saying, I think Everton players were on the beach. Woeful Spurs keeper only touched the ball 10 times in 90 minutes. Yeah. It was, I think it was near the end. The young guy came on for Spurs, for Everton. So, yeah, I think that was the only shot, and he actually got his hand to it. Other than that, it showed us that at one point, I think Spurs were 14 shots with 19 shots, 2 on target. Everton 5 shots, 0 on target. There was one point where the stats were Spurs 14 with a couple of, I think the 2 shots. Everton 0, 0, 0. They only had 30% of the game at that point. So that just shows where they are. So I can understand Richie saying Moyes out at this stage. Good evening, Daz. Hi, Tony. At least we won the last game. And I think that's the thing for me, Daz. As I said to Dermot when I was on his show last night, be it both teams are home that day, and obviously you're going to have to face the fact that you're going to be relegated in front of your fans. But as long as you win your game, it's still going to hurt. I'm not. It's the fact of you've done it in front. At least you've kind of got it over the line. That's the key thing. They've done their part, but we all know it's 38 games where you need to really do it. As Colin saying, obviously, good evening to everyone. There he is. Good evening, Anthony. How are we doing, mate? And go and see his channel as well. Tottenham Therapy, big up Tone. Commiserations, mate. I didn't see that. I expect us to go down. I hate West Ham, but I feel for you, mate, because you're pretty decent compared to a lot of your fans. Appreciate that, Anthony, as always. And the main thing, as you know, mate, it's what you do next season. Because if you're going to do the same thing this one, doesn't matter if you've got De Zerbi in. It seems to kind of got things going all right. As Cotfather said, in that you're only going to be in the same position.
Yeah.
Frog says, Daz, here we go again, mate. You know the drill. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look, ask Rex say, yeah, that statement was written by ChatGPT.
Yeah. 100%.
Cool. That's a true statement. Look at that. 99 pence flakes. Do they still exist? Well,
no. They're called 99s, but none of them are 99.
I mean, James saying, like, £10 for 2 ice cream boats. Jesus Christ.
We mortgage the house.
Well, you like to think that, the cream has been made from Jersey cows. You got, it's the finest ingredients for that kind of price. Bloody hell. Anthony says, yeah, I think they do, but they don't cost 99 pence now, which is a joke.
It's a joke. But you still call them a 99.
mate, funny saying that. Got a Magnum the other day. Just fancied. I ain't had one for years. And I've opened up the thing in that, and I thought myself, I had looking inside the packet, I thought someone's nicked the other half of it. It was tight. It was only about the size of that. I thought, who's that took the rest? Fuck. Jeez, greedy. I know they're cutting down on things, but that's just taking the mickey. Dear me. I was saying, I know it's not Everton's problem that you got relegated, but I thought that Moyes would have given it a go for you. No shots on target. Are you kidding me? Absolute shambles. Yeah, it was poor. Poor from Everton, really. They just did enough, and that was the thing. And all this talk about where Moyes saying that he'd love to see West Ham stay up. If you go by the performance, the thing was Spurs give it a go in that kept coming forward, but Everton basically blocked everything out at that stage. And there's only, the one goal that they got is only by fate that it hit the post, comes back to Polina. He then hits it across. And by that stage, the player looks to clear it, but is already over the line at that stage. And that's the only way they got it. Other than that, again, there wouldn't be much in that game. But a point would have done. And absolutely, Daz, you're not wrong. At the end of the day, we deserve to go down because our season has been that. Yeah, absolutely. Just anything that comes through on the old Sky Sports can quickly look at this and do with West Ham, but it's not. Awesome, man. Saying Tottenham Therapy, they probably call them that, but they charge $4.99. Yeah, probably is. Known these days. Dad says, I know we won the last game of the season, but it doesn't mean nothing. No, not at all.
No, it doesn't mean anything. The cushion's to blow.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the same old thing, as I said. It's looking at the beginning of the season for me, with Potter in charge, we had Areola, who didn't do too bad in some of the friendlies we had, but for some reason we signed Hermansen from Leicester and had a couple of training sessions. But what does Potter do? Sticks him in for the opening game of the season. We get Tump 4-0. And then I think it was we had a succession of 4 goals going against us. It was that bad. And they're the things that killed you. As Michael Blease normally says, Manson's got T-Rex arms because some of the, and where you expect a keeper to be, will go down to the left or right and click the ball. Nothing like it. So it's that point onwards that's really cost us. But as we've said it, I think even fun enough, Bones alluded to it as well in his talks. This has been happening for the last couple of seasons. So we got what we paid for. Colin's saying, well, gents, talk is cheap with that statement. We've heard that bullshit so many times, just like they said we'd have a world-class team in a world-class stadium. Well, I'm still waiting. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, don't lucky kids. Yes, absolutely. There's Dabble a bit saying, can you believe they played Hammer to fall before kickoff? It's like our own club was trying to troll us, though I'm not surprised we're inept owners, mate. Mind, I suppose in certain respect, when you think about having a bus parade before your game, that don't make sense either. Frog says, Nuno pissed away more than enough points experimenting. 3 more points was all we needed, twat. And this is the thing, as the turning point was the Palace game and the Brentford game. The Brentford game, obviously, we got beat 3-0, but it wasn't a 3-0 game. As I said, we've hit the woodwork, I think, 4 times. Yeah, that decision. And then you got the PGMO saying, yeah, West Ham should have had 2 penalties in that game. We apologise.
See, again, the PGMO coming out and then saying, we made a mistake. It's a human error. But you can't do anything about it. So what is the point of coming out to tell us? Why do it? Unless you're going to be able to put in the rule that says if a mistake is clearly made, i.e. there has to be a replay, or the goal that was scored has to be disallowed, so the points get deducted.
Exactly.
Otherwise, what's the point of telling us?
Yeah, I mean, and again, this is where, when you think, as James said there, it's been probably one of the worst Premier League seasons in the fact of refereeing standards more than anything else. Not the fact of how the teams have been. I think it's more the refereeing standards. That's
very inconsistent.
Yeah. And I suppose in one respects, if you saw it against one team throughout, then you could say okay. But when it's through several teams, then surely they'd look at that and review it for next season, because it's got to be better, isn't it? I mean,
do you know the funny thing is, this season, have you noticed? This is no disrespect to Jez, because me and Jez get along great. Arsenal fans have not said one thing about VAR this season. Not one thing about VAR this season. Yet the seasons where Liverpool win the league, we are still complaining about VAR decisions.
Yeah.
We're still complaining about VAR. Even when we're at the top of the league, we are still saying VAR does not get things right. But as soon as it benefits them in any way, shape, or form, all of a sudden, they don't mention VAR anymore.
No.
All last season it was VAR did this, VAR did that. But all of a sudden this season, just because you're at the top of the league, you're like, no, VAR was good to us this season. It was good. But what happens next season when you're not at the top of the league, or the players you've been playing injured decide to actually fall down and not get back up? Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you've thrown everything you can at it, and you got to a Champions League final, and you've won the Premier League. That takes a toll on the team, and I should know, because the league where we nearly won the quad, we won the FA Cup, the Carabao, was going into the final against Real Madrid and was a point adrift of Man City. Our players were done. That next season, they were absolutely done. They had nothing left.
I think the main thing that was also said as well, and I've seen it on a few channels saying it, is the fact that when you look at with the Arsenal and that, and no disrespect to the Arsenal guys, and like you're saying with VAR, that no penalties or certain decisions have kind of not gone against Arsenal.
No red
I've seen some kind of Instagram posts where they're kind of showing you joking things about, like, you know, you need to go
When have
back
you
to
ever
that.
seen a season where there's no red cards for a team?
Yeah, and when you look at Arsenal, that they are prone to giving a red card away with one of their players at least. Yeah. There's a few things that have come out on this, I'm sure. Yeah, lucky Tottenham there. Big up to Del Boy, Gunner TV. Big up, all. Big up to Yazil. What's the crack, Del Boy? And he's saying champions. Absolutely, my friend.
Yeah,
Hope you're good.
enjoy it. Honestly,
Hope
enjoy
you're
it.
good. Yeah, there was a lot of background noise. I think it might be from maybe James or Jez, one of the two. I think more James.
I was trying to listen to what Jess was saying, but I couldn't hear a word because there was somebody else in the background.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a kid's playground in the room. That's what it sounded like at me at one point. That's what it seemed to. So apologies for that, people. That's it. Tony, what do you think, mate? Do you think we will bounce back up? Only if they get it right, Daz. That's the thing for me. It's the ownership. If they're going by their statement and they stick by that, because now they've put it out there, they've got to stick by it. If they don't stick by it, then it just shows you again how bad I don't want to call him an owner. He's just a custodian in certain respects, but just shows what this bloke his intention really is. But if he gets it right and we get the right manager in, if Nuno does go, because I think he will, and we get the right players in, then we've got every chance. And if some of the players decide that they're actually going to stick around, if they think there's enough to kind of get this over the line and do it in one season, then hopefully we'll keep hold of some of them. Maybe more than we think that's going to go. Good evening, Mama Flossie. Hope you're well. Mama, if you're still in the chat as well. Well, I don't know how you feel about it. The Mackens finished well above the tune, which is, unheard of. And of course, I think they've even qualified for Europe as well now, as well. So Sunderland have had I'm sorry to say it, the season of their life. I don't think anyone expected Sunderland to do as well as this. I mean, what about you, Cockfather? Did you see that coming through?
I wasn't expecting it, no. The team that the way they played, the way they managed to keep that consistency going all season, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
For a team that's just done that. They just came in and basically took their form from the Championship and took it into the Premiership. That very rare to happen.
No, I mean, his name is Leblees or something. I mean, he's done well for them and that. And I saw a couple of months back, and it just makes you laugh about the rumour mill. It was said that if he did not get Europe, then the owners were thinking of getting shot of him. And it's like, hold on, you've come back into the Prem. You've started off running basically, and you're now considering getting rid of a manager that's kind of kept, as you just said, stability from the Championship into the Premier League, and you've carried on doing that, and you're saying now trying to decide you want to get rid of him. It didn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, Tommy K, yeah, absolutely, mate. Prem won't be as tough next season. Championship's going to be rough. Yeah, I mean, the money in what there is, fortune and glory to win the Championship and what you're going to get from that. The Prem, though, yeah, I mean, it's a good shout. I mean, if other teams start buying the right players and obviously be on par with each other, then it makes it more of an interesting season in the Prem, don't get me wrong. But what I don't want to see is what we saw the season before when everyone played the same way. If you're going to get that, in certain respects, maybe for us, Cockfather, it's better to be out of it rather than stick in it for another season. Jesus.
It depends. You might enjoy not having VAR making all the decisions for you.
Well, if we do keep hold of Tatty and that, we know he's going to get a shitload of goals in because, he did love getting them to be offside. So VAR and that. Be up with that. Good evening, Matt Rainey. He's saying if Spurs and Villa or Chelsea now instead of the other week, we could have stayed up. I'm not angry about going down. Been there, done it twice before in my lifetime, and this is the thing. I think this is the thing for me. See it happen. At least we're accustomed to it. We know what we're going to do. I think the hardest part is having an ownership and what they're going to do. But they've come up with this statement now, so let's see. But yeah, mate, you're right there, Matt. Tone LV in respect, man. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Jose. And he's saying, evening, Tony, in the chat. Commiserations on a difficult day. Yeah, mate. I mean, look, it could have gone either way, couldn't it? And as I've always said, I wouldn't say anything until the end of the season. And in the back of my head, I'll be honest with you, Copfather, as much as I kind of had faith, I also knew that, it was a bridge too far. I think it was nailed on that we was going to go down, unfortunately. I think Spurs showed form over the last couple of games with Serbi coming in, and just typical, considering they've won. I think they only won 2 games this season at their home ground. You could just tell that they will turn up for this game, and they proved it, and they deservedly in certain respects. I mean, they looked a better team. Everton, yes, maybe they was on the beach at that point as well, as someone was saying, but their form compared to ours has been, we've gone one way, they've gone the other.
I don't know, though, from what I'm hearing about some of the decisions in that game, it sounds like it was just destined to be this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're not wrong in that respect. If only to be a fly on the wall to hear what, the Premier League had up their sleeve.
Yeah, because you can't advertise it being having a top 6 teams if one of those 6 is in the Championship.
Mm-hmm.
You can't advertise it then. One of the biggest draws to the Premier League is the fact that they can advertise having top 6 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing. Dabbleabit says, because when we was taken over by Sullivan, it was just before the big money came in from Sky TV and there were broadcasters challenging him. There you go. That explains that. Colin's saying, yeah, I'm so sad tonight, Mama. I want that Dorf Sullivan gone and he can take Nuno with him. Yeah, look, bloody Sunderland getting Europe, Frog saying to Mama. Mama's saying, I'm sure of you, Colin Chilvers, it is an awful feeling. Yeah. Matt says, Millwall way, ole. My dad is from the 60s. He ain't a fan of the Premiership due to favouritism. I think the Championship may bring him back to the London Stadium. His last game was AZLS. Oh, bloody hell, that's a while back then. Thomas Bakivi saying Everton struggle next season. Yeah, I think this is why Richie also wants him out as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think of their new stadium?
Crap.
I've heard this said more than one occasion, actually.
It's where it's built. It's literally on the Mersey. Why?
Is it cheap land?
It's going to fall into the Mersey. So why build a stadium on it? I don't get it.
Yeah, but it saves on the watering costs for the pitch. You think, maybe they're trying to emulate what Southampton got. The old their ground. It could be that. I don't know. Mama sent a frog. Yeah, I know the Mackhams are a pest for sure. Matt says, I am renewing. I said this was my last season due to our club politics, but what am I going to do on a Saturday afternoon? Come on, you Ryans.
That's it, Matt. Keep the faith.
Gotta love you, mate, for that in itself. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, interestingly, Cotfather, this was said of if you go down, do you think you're still going to get the fan base? Now, obviously, it's no Upton Park like you see behind me. Even when we got relegated, we would still fill that place to the rafters. Be interesting to see if we're going to do the same with the London Stadium.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to fill that in week out when we're at home? It'd be interesting to see if he reduces the actual prices of the season ticket prices.
He's got
but knowing him, well,
you've got to reduce it because you're not going to be seen on you're not going to be seen on TV as much. You're going to have the TV rights, are you? This is the thing. So is he going to do that? I mean, I bet you there'd be blood trickling out of his mouth knowing he's got to do it because he'd be thinking, I've got to reduce the price. But how much by is another thing. That actually gives him an incentive then to dip his hand in his pocket and throw some more investment into you to get you back in the Premier League to make his money again. Mate, he's a bit like the Kearns, he's got short arms and long. He's definitely got short arms, being a dwarf, but anyway, in the first place, and he's definitely got long pockets.
So yeah, I can't see that part happening anytime soon. Matt's saying inflation killed us all. I miss the ice cream man. A double was $1.99 in the 90s for me. Yes, that's very true.
There you go. That's
Matt.
it.
Yeah, very true. I think that Magnum was about £2.50, and I say, like, someone nicked half of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We had the best football in the 90s, and we had the best prices in the 90s. Let's just go back to the 90s.
Mate, that's the
You
truth.
get a can of Coke for 50p. Back to my childhood.
Good now, bloody hell, man. Leslie saying August till December relegated us Nuno experiment. Yeah, I mean the dabbling was unbelievable. It was full effect, wasn't it, Leslie? Poor on all fronts.
By the time you came to us, I was like, "What in the world has happened to West Ham? What do you mean they've lost every game up till this? What's going on?"
Mate,
and then when you came to us, we scored loads of goals. It's like, but this isn't that type of game. So what in the world's going on here?
Nah, it's certain. I mean, like, I know, like when we played Man United, we was 1-0 up, and then come the end of the game, it come up with the added minutes, and suddenly it was like 7 minutes, and it's like, well, 4 minutes I get. Where you got the extra minutes from, I don't know, and they equalised in that game.
I've seen that a lot this season.
And it's little things like that. But at the same point, you got to defend to the death. But it's the little things like that which have cost West Ham throughout. Frost says, Matt, squad wise, we are where we deserve, really. Spud's no better, probably more entertaining than the champs for a bit. Yeah, but there's going to be some interesting games coming up. Yeah.
Apparently, Millwall are already looking forward to playing you.
Yes. It's been on the cards for a couple of months now, that comment. There's, I'd say, in it, tough league, depends if any lessons we have learned, and that's a great shout. I mean, are we going to learn from our lessons? The unfortunate thing is, I suppose with this squad we've got at the moment, there's only a couple of players, and I only say literally a couple of players who've experienced that kind of level. Other than that, and most of them wouldn't have a clue, really. Colin's saying, gents, do you see them lucky spuds struggling again next season? I can't see it.
I can.
Yeah.
Because the mentality is still there. You have to drag the mentality out. And if the mentality is, we're just going to go into this game and hope for the best, you're going to end up with 17th and 18th again. You can't keep finishing 17th and think, we're not going to dip down. The Premier League can't keep saving you like they have. You're going to have to book up your ideas.
And the thing is, as well, with that, I mean, it's very similar to us. The last couple of seasons, I mean, like, with Big Ange, they were there. There's only 3 teams below them was crap than them. And that's the reason why they were saved. This season, the same thing. And if Nico are going to back De Zerbi, but if you go true to form, then how long does he stay for? Because we know he doesn't stay long at clubs. So that'll be very interesting. Leslie says, if we can get early points and possibly you can bounce back. That's the crucial part, isn't it? It's getting this first 5 to 6 games, which is the important factor. Get them over the line, then you've got a head start. Frog said, Spuds have clearly got structural problems, just like we have. Yeah, I mean, Jose will tell you, he says here, we won't be this bad next season. He's got a question mark against that as well. So that kind of tells you something.
You said that last season. You finished in the same place.
Good evening, Thomas Giver again. He's saying, we're about to have Lincoln away. You imagine that. Mind you, apparently do a mean meat pie, apparently, by all accounts, and a nice cuppa. So we'll see. That might be after new show after I do Cop 5, when if I could go around all the grounds, testing all the food and that, just to kind of, you might not recognise me in a month's time and that. Who's that fat bastard on the screen? It's me. It's me.
Do a new show, the EFL Roundup.
Oh man. Hammer Smith, good evening as well. Plenty of youth can stand up in the championship, come in your eyes. He's saying, I think this is a good shout. Hopefully this gives the opportunity for the youth to give more game time in that kind of level to see them. I mean, Kante, for me, I would like to see him give him more opportunity. I think that kid has grown into games, but we've got a manager again who's not got that kind of belief, which is a bit of a shame. If you haven't already, people, just remember there's about 30-80 people still watching at the moment. If you haven't already, like the share and subscribe and all that malarkey, if you don't mind, great, helps the algorithms, as they say. Matt saying, question, how does the new player format work, please, lads and lasses? Well, now it's been in.
How does it work?
Well, it's going, I think it's 8 teams now.
Yeah.
So I haven't really looked into it. So while we're doing that, let's have a quick butcher to that, because it's like when you look at it, like the new Champions League, how many teams can be in this?
How weak is the league? Is that league become now? The Champions League is still strong as it always should be, but Europa League and Conference League, mate, that's just an English team's dream. The only team that can knock out an English team is an English team.
Right.
Villa all the way to the final, won the Europa League. Crystal Palace all gone all the way to the final, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
It just makes that league look extremely weak. Like England's the only team who can win it.
Oh, blood. Well, I did a show last week, and I was talking about the permutations of the Champions League. This is now the new one. So the playoffs in the Championship will consist of 7 fixtures. The 2 winners of the eliminator ties will progress to the semi-finals against the teams finishing 3rd and 4th in the table. These games will be played over 2 legs. The 2 winning semi-finalists will meet in the Championship playoff final.
That's just a league in a league.
It's I mean, you know, the league I used to be in, you know, basically you had what was known as the Invitational Cup. So if you finished down the bottom end kind of thing, you was all put into a cup, and you do that. Dear me. So, I mean, this is from the actual EFL itself about the playoffs. I don't know if this is for this season or what. The 4 teams finishing directly below the automatic promotion places in each of the 3 EFL divisions enter the playoffs in a chance to win promotion to the division above. In the Championship League 1, these are teams finishing 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place. One in League 2. Yeah, so this is the old stuff. But the new format, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
We'll use the word interesting very loosely, because that just sounds like a bottom of the league after the league's been concluded to me. That's what it sounds like.
That's just, yeah. West Ham United took 4 points off us this season. We did indeed, Richie. That's true. Fox says, yeah, now 2 up, are in bigger playoff pool, I believe. Yeah. Hamilton Smith saying, same as this season, but 6 teams in playoffs. Jesus. Leeds United in Championship lost 4 games. They did indeed over Bushbury. Matt saying, most said Orford, Scholes and Potts need Championship experience. Here we go. Pierre says, if Sullivan apologised for being a nonce, will that be the end of it? No.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Nuno's got to go. I think we'll find out, because this is the thing. Even tonight, they've questioned him, and still he's been silent on it. He's keeping tight-lipped. So do not be surprised that we see him walking. I think he will. Yeah, Matt's the same as well. Chris says, don't forget, you play 46 games, not 38. 3 games a week is common. You need strength and depth, and you won't get you up. You need a few experienced players, which we got rid of. Yeah, which we got rid of, Chris. You know, I think Souček and Bowen are probably classed as our most experienced. Maybe even the likes of Areola being there. They're what we can class now. But other than that, but 46 games, I forgot all about that. It's going to be more games.
Why is the Championship so different from the Premier League?
I think it's the Premier League that's kind of put themselves in that position. I think that's the thing. You know, that's the one thing there. Let me just do this man here as well. Big up to Suj. He said, and thank you for the super chat. So he said, big up Tony in the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Let's hope you guys can come straight back up. Deserve to be up more than them dirty Spurs or United. Thank you very much, Sujan. Hope you're doing well, mate, and appreciate those comments from yourself and obviously the super chat as well. Pleasure as always, and congrats on you winning the league as well, mate. Let me just catch up with it there. As Leslie says, yeah, we need early signings, but can already hear we need to sell before we buy. And this is the thing for me. When we heard this in January, £104, £104, be lovely. It was just that 104 million in debt, and we have to sell players. That to me just means that Sullivan's just kind of saying that if there was any kind of prospective owners or wanting to buy into the club, this is what you've got to deal with first of all. But then saying that, when they bought the club in the first place, they took on the debt, got rid of the debt, and then suddenly we were in debt.
Well, that's the thing. The myth is that Liverpool spent 450 million. No, we didn't. 237 million, that was players getting sold.
So there's a balance. There's a
There was
balance.
nowhere near 450 million. That's why that's what I have to always correct people. I'm like, no. Look how many players were sold. 13 were sold and 7 were brought in. You do the math.
Yeah. Because this is the same, when obviously people were saying about Chelsea, how they managed to get all them players in this because they balance the books.
Yes, they do. They give them really long contracts, like 9 years.
Yeah. Who said you got to play in there? Oh, that's my son. Did he play with you before? No, that was me when I was younger. I've handed the contract down, basically. Yeah. No, Chris, I make you right. Youth won't get us up, that's for sure. Potts does know the championship. That's very true. Yeah, he knows it quite well. I mean, hopefully Potts will get given a chance. Smash the lights, guys. Thanks, your Daz, as always. Hamilton Smith is saying Bellamy, Parker, Bilic, Nolan in as assistants. I mean, Nolan, to have him back again, he knows it. I said Parker, not for me. I don't think as much as he was done all right with us as a player. Manager wise, I don't know. I think there's a level, unfortunately, with him. Bellamy, I'd like to see that because you know what you're going to get with him. Says what he says on the tin. Yeah, need to hear that. Richie says we have had a £40 million player on the bench and has only played 200 minutes.
Who's that?
Would that be Grealish? Let us know, Richie. Is that Grealish? He started off all right, didn't he? And all of a sudden, got himself injured. But if it's not him, let us know who it is, Richie, if he's still here, please. Wrong Liverpool. Every EPL team complains about VAR over 38 games. Oh, there you go.
Right, hang on. I'm talking about the Arsenal fan base. I'm talking about them who come out on YouTube and are always complaining. Has a guy come out and give you a pie chart of VAR decisions this season? Has he done that this season? Because he does that every other season. Has he come out with his charts again? Because that's what I mean. Have you seen these charts when he comes out of them? He's not come out with them this season, which means either VAR has suddenly improved or he's not affected by it this season, so it doesn't matter.
Mate.
I'm just saying what they say.
There you go. It's dibbling.
Oh, there we go.
So £40 million. He's been sitting on the bench for... Dear me. But then it's like Villa taking on your player. What's it, Elliot? And I mean, I don't know. What was that all about?
I've absolutely no idea. My manager doesn't know what he's doing, so I don't think even he knows what. Even he knows why.
Yeah, but then even when you listen to it, sorry to interrupt you there, mate. I mean, even when you listen to Emery, he says he's a great kid and this and the other. Well, if that's the case, then why haven't you started him? Why haven't you not even featured him?
There's a reason for that.
I'm sure there is.
It was tied to his loan. It was a loan with an option to buy. If he goes over a certain amount of games, they had to buy him. So to stop that, they decided to keep him on the bench and not use him as much. And then Emery decided that he wanted to try and break the contract of having Harvey Elliott at there permanently. That's what happened. Is basically it was a contract and it was a breach of contract, basically.
But when you look at that, that's not fair on the player.
Wasn't 100%. We should have brought him back in January. The whole fan base was saying, bring Elliot back. We need someone in midfield who can break these low blocks that we keep on getting. He got asked about it in a conference, and he actually said, that's an Aston Villa player. I was like, you what? I got Rods to rewind it, and he went, has he literally just said that Javier is an Aston Villa player? No, he's not. He's on loan.
Oh man, this is your play for your team that you've loaned out, and you ain't got a clue yourself. What the hell,
exactly?
Man?
Which just annoyed every one of us in the chat. In the chat, you should have seen those. Yeah, they weren't very happy.
That's not good. Bloody Mackham, she says. Dabble a bit says here, Arsenal had 18 decisions go for them where they should have conceded a goal, penalty, or had a player sent off. It was documented.
18 decisions. I bet if I was to bring up that chart we normally look at to see what positive things go for a team, I guarantee Liverpool are still in minus and Arsenal being plus. It's probably the highest. And if that's the case, are all Arsenal fans going to come out and say they love VAR now?
Yeah, exactly. But as Lone Star says, Tone, after further review, Arsenal are still champions. Lone Star, after further review, West Ham are relegated, mate. There's the truth in it as well. Yeah, we're part of the bottom three. Matt says, world-class team in a world-class stadium that loses shitloads of taxpayers' money. Good job, Karen. You're no good. See you next. Yeah, and this is the thing, because it was her that kind of came up with that comment. A world-class stadium with world-class players.
Someone called Karen did that statement.
Karen Dane Brady.
Oh, okay.
She came up with that statement. So I did a thing where it was 2017. It was a year that we'd been into the London Stadium, and Sullivan was asked questions about the words that they spoke about when they was leaving Upton Park to go to the London Stadium. So of course they sold us all a dream by saying that, you know, we're gonna be as close to the pitch as you are up at Upton Park. You're gonna have quality players coming into, you know, we'll be able to attract quality players because we can get Champions League football and all this kind of stuff in this massive stadium. We're going to spend some money on it, blah, blah, blah. Because obviously, you know, at this stage, they realised that they thought at that point they'd got the stadium. It was confirmed to them. And then, of course, you had all the other factors come in, Levy, Barry Hearn, Khan, outcry that why should we be given the right to buy this stadium? And then, of course, next minute, what? So you can't buy it. You'd have to, you know, but what we'll do as a compromise, you can rent the stadium and say that's right, it's a 99-year lease. And all we do, we literally turn up. They supply the stewards, the policing, they all pay for. They do all the bits and pieces. We'll still do the maintenance on the pitch, etc., etc. And one of the things that was spoken about was this retractable seating, which would bring the pitch closer and all this kind of stuff. Retractable seating is still there. Never been used from day one. Just sitting down below, and you can walk past it and you look down, you can see them still sitting there to this day, doing absolutely naffle, apart from becoming one big litter bin. That's what they're doing. But yeah, and as Matt says here, the fact that it's losing, you know, it's losing money hand over fist, which the taxpayer pays for to keep this place running. And yet they don't want to let go of it because obviously Mayor Khan still wants athletics to be played at the London Stadium. And I think it's only been there twice. And we've been there 10 years now. Matt says, well, this current squad is too soft for the championship. I'd rather have our 2012 squad. Yeah, I know football has changed, but I think it was a better squad. Yeah, more. It was a balance, wasn't it? Youth and experience. That's the key thing. That's what you need. As Bill and Chris said, you need that. You need that balance. Good evening, Ray. I hope you're doing well. He's going evening all. Colin says, gents, we were made too many mistakes, and Sullivan is the biggest culprit. The pinnacle of the decline started once he appointed Lobby Luby. If he had the balls to go out and buy out a coach, not be relegated. Well, as someone said on the stream we did earlier, when you look at the fact that Marco Silva was available, excuse me, but Sullivan wouldn't want to pay the £5 million compensation. So we missed out on getting Marco Silva. So, yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of
Did you
those.
happen to see the two managers we were linked to?
Who's the first one? Who's the first one? I'd be interested in that.
Ariola, Adonis Ariola, who I call Roland Rat because every time I see him, he reminds me of Roland Rat. And then the other one was Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart. My question to every single fan base at that point, especially ours, was, can those two managers handle the pressure of having the biggest club in England, the pressure of being the biggest club in England? So you've got to compete on all fronts. You've got to compete in the Champions League competitively, in the Premier League. Got to get to the final of the FA Cup. Got to get to the final of the Carabao Cup. You've got to pick up one of them at least. One of them at least, because that's the expectation. The fan base, you've got to be able to connect to the fan base because we're an emotional fan base, as everyone knows. Liverpool normally scream louder. This stadium where I am here is usually very, very loud. This season it's been very, very quiet. You could hear a pin drop in there.
Jesus.
Because no one backs the manager, and the manager decided he didn't want to actually get properly connected to the fan base. He's still not. So when it comes to You'll Never Walk Alone, the YNWA, that's for the fans. The fans will never walk alone. It was brought in after Hillsborough, for all those who don't know the history of that one. If you look at the badge before that, it was completely blank, just a liver bird and a shield. However, after Hillsborough, You'll Never Walk Alone was put on the top and the two flames at the side.
I suppose for slotting that, he's got IWA in it. I'll walk alone, no doubt, with him.
He will walk alone.
Jesus Christ. Big up to Views and for the Views raid. He's saying here, big up to Fraley. Good if in there, Views raid. Big up to Views himself. Look at that. So sorry, Tone. Hopefully, straight back up, mate. Hope so as well with Views. And if you haven't already seen his channel, go and see him. That's some good stuff, especially lunchtimes as well. Big up there also to Kamani Waki. Says, Views raid, I feel for you guys. All the best, and you'll be right back. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Good evening to Hendon Goon. He says, good evening, Tony. Guest and all watching. Commiserations, Tony. Sadly, it was too little too late. Spurs were damn lucky. Yeah, mate. It's our demise was started earlier in the season. It was too late at that point. That says Everton were terrible. Yeah, they weren't great. Weren't great at all. Good evening, Mama. They all sound like each other as well. Archmate says Sullivan must half the price. Well, yeah, we'll hope so, mate. We hope so. Knowing that bloody idiot. Even though, yeah, it wasn't to be made. Yeah, exactly, Frog. At least by 50%.
Yeah.
Got to. Matt says whoever the new manager is will put JWP straight back in. Yeah, I mean, I felt sorry for this fella because he basically was dropped for Wan-Bissaka, and I think he should have stayed in his position. And not being funny, he started with Juve today and he was absolutely shocking. I think he only did one good thing in the whole game. For me, I would have put Wan-Bissaka out on the left and kicked JWP. Oh, sorry, not. I think the KWP, not JWP. Sorry, Matt. KWP out on the right, but yeah, JWP, James Ward-Prowse. Oh, blimey, I forgot all about him, Matt. Thanks for reminding me. Oh dear, yeah. We've got him coming back. We've got Alvarez coming back. Who else is there? There's a couple of others that's be coming back as well. Oh, good. Good evening, JPT. He says, big up, guys. An injustice done today. Everton decided to vanish and give Spuds their first home win in 2026 at the worst time. Irons back after next season. Be there for that. Appreciate that comment.
That's my point. Everton can't have been that. Everton can't be that bad when you've managed to score. And were they on some kind of run as well? Wasn't he on some kind of on a run of some kind as well since the draw with City?
The problem, because with Everton, I mean, basically they had not won in 6. So their away record was pretty decent, but then it kind of dropped off the cliff today. Like I said, they just got by. That's probably the best way to describe it. They just got by. Matt Rainey saying my top 8 for the playoffs: Burnley, Middlesbrough, West Ham, Wolves, Millwall, Blackburn, Wrexham, QPR, by the way, not in that order. Spy Hampton starts on -4. Absolutely. I mean, that one caught fire. I mean, what did you make of that? I mean,
Top 8? You mean 8 teams have got to compete?
I think, well, he's looking at that. Yeah, I mean, it says 6, but I don't know if it's 8.
Oh, I get what he means. So
Yeah.
the first two are automatic promotion. It's
Mhm.
third place at the playoffs.
Yeah.
So what's the point of getting to third place if it's not secure? You could be eighth and still be in the Premier League next season.
So there's no difference to what the format is already. They're just kind of making the difference. But going back with the Southampton thing, I mean, what did you make of that? I mean, when you think about it, those players have done their job.
Yeah, they did everything they're supposed to do. Yeah,
You know, the fans did their part, supporting their team throughout thick and thin. And then you've got a manager who's, by all accounts, seems pretty, well, on paper, he looks a pretty decent manager until you found out about this Spygate thing. And you hear this is not the only time that he's done this. It's about 2 or 3 times now.
Yep.
It looks like his position is untenable. It looks like he's going to be let go of, and rightly so, because basically you've tried to cheat. But you've got to feel sorry for the fans and especially the players. I mean, one of their players came out with a statement and saying how he felt embarrassed, disgusted by it all, and it's not what you do in football. Basically, things like that.
I don't get what they were trying to do. I don't get it. You can actually watch the team train online, so I don't get what they were trying to. I don't get what he was trying to accomplish. By getting a recording of the team training, you would have got that as well. There's something called Liverpool have got Inside Anfield, where you can watch the team train. So I'm presuming Liverpool aren't the only ones who do that. So I'm presuming probably every other club should be doing that. You could have just gone on there and studied that. Why did you have to get a guy to go to the? I don't understand what he was trying to accomplish.
Yeah, but they paid the price for it. And the worst part about it is when you look at it, Middlesbrough get reinstated and that, and they were poor. So it's just, what the hell? And congratulations for Holbrook coming into the Prem. Jay Tappy is saying Tottenham Stadium was celebrating survival while De Zerbi was celebrating a nice pay bonus. I hope he knows he's too good to be the Spurs manager. Yeah, I think he will notice that, and he won't be there for long anyway. So
he won't be there for long if he's going to be a manager like that.
I'm just seeing here, Pep. His dad's there. He's 95 years old. Bloody hell! Well done to Mr. Guardiola's senior. He's going to be a miss, isn't he, Pep? For the Premier League,
for the Premier League especially, yeah.
It's going to be a big hole to fill.
What was I saying to you last week, Tony? Mm-hmm. His name will be if he's left and it comes out now that they're getting a lot of charges, right? He skipped town before it can be pulled back to him.
True.
I said his reputation means more to him than this club, and I was completely 100% correct.
Of course, yeah.
It shows straight away.
But no, he's been good for the Premier League. I know, obviously, sometimes people don't like the way the football was, but at the end of the day, and that for what he did, and yes, you could say money and whatnot, but he's stuck here. He's stuck here longer than I think most people thought he would have done.
Do you know the funny thing is, he's actually been linked to PSG.
I've heard this as well.
That's very interesting.
But I did hear this a strange one as well. I think someone put it in today on the chat. Get this one. Yeah. He'll be your new manager.
I'd love that.
You imagine
I would take Pep Guardiola in a heartbeat. I would be happy to take Pep Guardiola. That'd be a great manager for me. I'll take that.
100%. He'll turn that team into something. You imagine that. Matt's saying if Spurs get injuries and only focus on their Peppa Pig merch, they'll be down next year. True.
They need to do better. They can't expect a team like Wolves to be as bad as they were. Wolves aren't going to be in it, but I'm talking about a team that comes up and does a Wolves and just sits there with no points and then all of a sudden starts winning some games. They can't expect that because if Wolves didn't do that, they'd be heading down. So they got to book up their ideas.
Absolutely, make you right on that. Osman is saying, put a 500 max season ticket price on all bands, although may try guilt you into accepting the current Premier League price to retain better players. Yeah, knowing that, being greedy. So yeah. Matt Rainey, yeah, honestly, it should have been. This is the evil timeline, brother. Yeah, big up there. Agree and respect, pal. Daz says at least the tickets be cheaper next season. Let's hope so. Matt says my ST better be less than £200. I paid £489 for row Z. Mugs. Jesus, man. Thomas McKeever saying Sullivan relied on the 3 teams coming up who are worse than us. No one thought Leeds and Sunderland would buck the trend.
Nobody thought Sunderland would.
This is the truth. Pleasure having this man on as well. Come with his comment. The myth, the legend himself, Shane Gooner. Big up, Tony. Condolences, mate. Thank you very much, sir.
Big up, Shane.
It was us, mate. You know, it's our season. We put ourselves in that position, and I think this is. You know, I'm just seeing. Look at the West Ham players now. Some of them, you know, got faces like slapped asses, but you got to think you put yourselves in that position as well.
Yeah.
The sad part about it, you know, the Sassy's going to be going now. Obviously, Loney will go back to Chelsea, unless, of course, we decided that we're going to go on Noel Sullivan going on the cheap and try and get hold of him. But if you know, I think we'll lose a player like that as well now. So the rebuild is going to be immense, and yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part because that's going to be the interesting thing where we go with it. It's the same thing, isn't it? So if you set a final max limit for season tickets over 19 home games, £26 a match, match the kids' prices, £15 or a tenner, would that be fair? Well, we used to do the old kids for a quid. They used to do that years ago, and now it's all about, you know, doesn't matter whose arse sits on that seat with Sullivan, because obviously, like, you know, he wanted to get rid of the concession seating, which we put a block on that, but then of course. The worst part about it is anyone that can walk off the street, buy a ticket, not be a West Ham fan, and sit in with the home fans. That's disgraceful. That says Sullivan promised us everything, but he didn't say going down. Osman says, would you guys go to all home games or don't have the time or interest? I think if you look at it, you know, you still it's about watching the team. Getting beyond the team, because the ultimate thing obviously now is to get back into the Premier League. So you've got to support them. And that's one thing we have done. Like I said earlier, with Upton Park, when we got relegated before, we did fill that place up, regardless of when we was in the Championship, Div 2, when before the Premier League. And I think, you know, we do it with this current season, you know, the season coming up, then it's how we fill up the London Stadium. And the price structure hopefully is the one that, you know, helps do that. That's saying we're coming for you. We're coming for you, David Sullivan. We're coming for you. When we're saying that they shut himself and ran into these giant birds' arms.
So what I'll say about going to the actual stadium. So the stadium I'm in here, I've actually been to quite a few times. But each time, I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't really enjoy watching the game from behind the goal in the Kop, because I couldn't really see anything. So I'm sat behind the Kop and I'm like, I think they're there. Where are they? On the other side, right? Okay. So the first half, it's all great when they're coming towards you, but then in the second half, when they're going away from you, you're like, I can't see this game. So for me, I tried to sit in the middle. I was watching the game and I'm like, I've got a better view on the telly. I might as well just go watch this on the telly.
And this is the thing. I mean, fun enough, Upton Park, the West Ham, which you can see there behind me, before they did the upgrade of it, you had the posts supporting the roof structure.
Yep.
And I think so. Oh, I've got a decent seat here, and that until you walk out, and oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah. Unless you sat somewhere in the middle, and you can see the game. It's like, do you remember on PlayStation and stuff like that? You used to watch the game. Used to set up the camera. It's like that. You're like, I might as well just watch this on the telly. I'm paying like how much? whatever the ticket price was at the time, like 30, 40 quid, and I can't even see the game.
Oh
That
man,
put me off going to the stadium for life, mate. After that, I was like, well, what's the point? I'm
know you've
paying
got
money
to
just
that
to watch a
point.
pitch.
Yeah, me. Neil Warnock, anyone, Ray's saying. Yeah, he knows
Neil
how to
Warnock.
get things going, doesn't he? That's for sure. Matt says, in my opinion, we need more British players. I think Bowen misses the lads like Nobes, Cress. True, yeah, old stuff. That says, what do you think, Tony? Everton second Moyes and Moyes comes back and gets us up.
Would you want him back?
I think, well, put it this way. I mean, you knew we had stability. That's the thing. Like I said, 3 years in Europe with him. Yes, you can say near the end things were kind of going a little bit sour and stuff like that. But I think, in my opinion, that's what Sullivan did at that point. But I think Moyes ain't stupid. They didn't have to come back a third time to work under this idiot.
Wasn't he your best modern day manager? He won you the Conference League.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, people kind of the football did kind of change, and maybe that's because of, I said, maybe the relationship between him and Sullivan was getting a bit untenable. But if Moyes did become available, I don't say unless Sullivan moves on and there's another owner, then I think you never know. You could reconsider Moyes coming back then, but I don't think it would do with Sullivan in charge. That's for sure.
No.
Kill. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, of course, still got bloody Kilman, haven't we? Dear me. Sue says, let's be honest, we are up there as one of the worst clubs to sell players. Yeah, you do keep hold of the players, don't you, Suge? That's for sure.
The highest sold player they've ever given was to us, 35 million for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Let that sink in how much teams pay for players, sell players for, and their highest is to us, Oxlade-Chamberlain. So how can you be that poor at selling?
That's bad, isn't it? It's mad.
Terminating more than anything else.
Kilman is PE level at best. Arsenal is saying, would you take a chance on Cesc Fabregas? Bound to play proper football, and he got Como promoted to the Serie A in his first season. Don't like the same old cracky boy managers, not risk free though. I mean, look, if it's a doorway for Cesc to come in and ply his trade and learn how to kind of deal with that league and then come into the Premier League and that, if it kind of gets us back into the Prem, then I'm not going to say no to that. He was a quality player at the end of the day, so I think he's doing well on the managerial ladder. So yeah, you've got to say no to that as well. Daz, good evening, mate. He's saying night all, top show. Thank you very much as well. But he's also saying bring on Millwall. Yeah, no, it does. Take care. JPT saying too many new tournaments and existing ones getting ridiculous expansions, all for more money.
Yeah.
No sense of pride for qualifying for anything at a club or national level. Participation trophy mindset.
I do not like that participation trophy bullshit. I cannot stand that, honestly. There's got to be winners. There's got to be losers. Otherwise, when you get out into the big bad world, you're going to think everyone gets a job.
Yeah. I mean, as we said, we all know now, you just got to look at the World Cup and their stupid ticket prices, and even, Arsenal going to Budapest and how the airplane flights have, gone off the scale. Absolutely ridiculous.
Honest to God, though, what Arsenal fans should have done when that draw got taken out and you saw what side you were on, with the only possible team, there's only 2 or 3 teams you had on that side that could have realistically knocked you out, and that was Barcelona and the other one was Atletico Madrid. Because all the other teams in there had absolutely zero chance of knocking you out. So as soon as you saw that draw, that's when you should have booked your ticket to Budapest.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you want to hear the best part, the best thing? Oh. So an Arsenal fan actually put it on social media. I've got my ticket. But it showed all the details. So someone phoned up the hotel and cancelled it all. Actually cancelled that person's thing. It's like, oh, come on now. I mean, There's been excited and so forth, but to do that, I mean, like, and fair play to the person that's thought, you know what, I'm going to do it for shits and gigs. I'm going to go do this, and yeah, cancel it all.
I'll teach you.
Oh man. Lifestyle says breaking panic on the streets of Manchester. Carrick signs contract. City bottle the title. Pep leaving and 115 charges are on the horizon. Yes,
I
Father
wouldn't
just
say
said
City
it.
bottled the title. I wouldn't have said they did that. I wouldn't have said that now.
I think the main thing is someone said earlier. It's been all over the place, isn't it? For most teams, that's for
It's
sure.
a very, very poor season.
Mama, thanks for being with us as always.
Thank you, Mama. It's a very poor season, this one, because the league just doesn't look right, does it? When you see the amount of losses and you see the amount of draws and wins, you're like, what is going on here? How are they up there and they're down there?
Yeah, it
What's
don't make
going on
sense.
here?
No sense. Like I say, no tone, no review required to see West Ham are going down. Get rid of that toxic owner. 100%.
You need to get rid of that toxic owner.
Yeah. Good evening, Leon. Good to see you as well. Everyone's saying goodbye as well. Also, when it says he's only on €1 million per season at the moment, offer him $2 million per year, bring it to West Ham. Masesk. If that's the case, then do the job. Frog says, yeah, flog bowling, pay cheap rent, and we're still in skin. And the thing was, when you look at it, I know with there was the Declan Rice money, and then there was the Kudos money, but even still, look, that's it. Yeah, won a Euro Cup, flogged Rice, still skin. Mate.
There you go.
Leo says only people who benefited from that stadium is Sullivan, Brady, Gold, and the shareholders, not the fans, the local community, or the taxpayers. There should be a criminal investigation into this deal.
That West Ham badge is like the Conference League one. It's got the green in the background, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice as well. But the problem is, see, this is the thing I said earlier on. When you look at when you see that they changed the badge, you can see the ones behind me, and then change it to this. It's the fact of, are we going to be a franchise? Like the world clock, you've got London, West Ham London. We're going to be West Ham New York, West Ham Paris, West Ham Hong Kong. That was Brady. That was. Matt says, Frog, I'm still a local. Can't say much about. None of them are West Ham fans. All good people here. Yeah, definitely there. Definitely are good people in the East End. Well, I come from there myself, so I should know. Arsenal Manic says, if you really believe Marco Silva would have made the difference, then he's proven to be an idiot for not coughing up the $5 million. Now you're about to lose out on 90 million plus. That's our owner for you, mate. Stubborn as anything, and just do it to kind of pee the fans off. I mean, there was a point, I think it was 55 minutes. Yeah, got out of the seat and walked up. We thought, what, he's leaving already? It's like, you're taking the mickey, you're leaving the ground already, kind of thing. Yeah, man. Brady pocketed a 1.5 million bonus from the sale. See, yeah, mate. Scum. Frog pockets the money and jumps ship before we were relegated. Yeah. This is the truth. Frog says all the height restrictions cited preventing development up to Park were outright lies. The problem was what they wanted to do with, say up to Park was restricted, unfortunately, because if you look where the picture behind me now, so to what would be my right, you had a block of flats there, so they couldn't go out that way.
Right.
If you come over this side, then basically that side for you, that side, you had the service road and you had the shops for the main road, Barking Road itself. This side obviously had tons of room, and the east stand, which was along a road called Priory Road, you had the bus station.
Yeah.
So the idea was, first of all, with the Priory Road, there was going to build a stand that went over Priory Road so the buses could still travel underneath.
Yeah.
And then the idea was, because they couldn't go any further out either side, was they bought the school and the church.
Yep.
And the idea was to turn the stadium as it is now behind me from being that way to that way. So they'd come along the length this way. And then, unfortunately, the London Stadium come up for grabs, and then they scrapped the whole idea altogether and then come up with that baloney. That was that.
Height restrictions. That was the best they could come up with, was it?
Yeah. Big average, West Ham. Good to see you as well. Leon saying, I also think it's fishy that Pep has jumped ship for City before the corruption charges, as you said, Copfather. Yeah. Lee's read the script. Everton didn't. Absolutely.
There you go.
How true is that, Matt? Pepsi saying the team Jamie Vardy plays for, Cremonese and Serie A, are 4-1 down to Como and 3 players sent off already. Jesus. That's a great game then. Oh, man. Frog says, oh, yeah, Rich, it's time for that movie again. What was saying like that? Lone Star says, wouldn't be surprised if the EPL investigate that Spurs win. Everton looked like they had a very dodgy curry night before. Moyes was strangely calm. Yeah, it was a bit when he was, especially I think near the half time, he was sitting in his chair, just having a little chat, saying something to a player, calm as anything.
He only gets up for it when it's Liverpool.
It's true.
He only ever gets up for a game when it's like it's Liverpool. Other than that, he'll be sat down. But as soon as Liverpool, it's like, gotta beat them. Gotta beat these Red Scousers. Gotta beat these Red Ones.
Unbelievable. Colin's gone off as well. He said, well, good night, Tony and Copfather. Been very interesting listening. Great show. Pleasure joining you both, and God bless you both, and see you next time. Take care. Colin,
Cheers, Colin.
Hope everything's good for yourself as well. And also he's saying good night to Mama Flossie as well. And everyone's saying like we're there. Yeah, which the relegation boogie one.
Relegation.
Rich says great atmosphere today. Shame about the outcome. I'm gutted. Yeah, I mean, Rich, you know, I think we knew at one point, you know, especially when you had the Spurs goal going first, and that was the thing in it. As soon as we saw that, but I must admit, when we scored, it panned over to North London, and all you saw was the Spurs fans all on their phones and that, and the silence was unbelievable. And it's a case of, well, you do realise you're still in a winning position. You're still staying up at this point. No, not these Spurs fans. They're all kind of, oh, what's going to happen now? Didn't take advantage, however, and they didn't pick up on the remit there. That's the thing. Matt says, yeah, same thing. Yeah, didn't want the EPL didn't want Spurs relegated. So they all say no to case the answer. It's true. Colin saying goodbye.
Because they advertise it as the top six. They can't have a top six if there's only five teams.
This is a thing, mate. Pepper's done a runner.
Good. You can come over to us then. We're not far, mate. Just drive a bit further down.
No, so Pep the Liverpool, more chance of toning up than Strictly. 7. There you go, Lone Star can do that. Shame didn't see you nipping there, Geezer is saying, yeah. Rich says they obviously got Champions League and Championship mixed up. Big up the Jim as well, Arsenal Neapolitan fan. How you doing, Jim? Thanks for being with us as well. That's a wind up, mate. Lone Star said Daniel Farker will go potty after that loss at Toothless. Well, the interesting thing I saw about this, you know, and I don't know how true it is. Again, you know, for World Cup Father, the rumour mill goes into full effect at certain points. But I did hear the thing that Farker would possibly walk away from Leeds if he's not backed come next season.
Yeah, that's
which is quite ironic. You know, when you look, I mean, because interestingly, when you think he's had a great season with Leeds, kept him up, done that well, but yet the season beforehand they wanted to sack Farker. It's a weird one at least.
Isn't it funny though? There's some teams in that league that you're saying they had a good season because they didn't get relegated. But what's the point of going into a league if you're just going to make up the numbers? If you're not going to try and compete for Europe, if you're not going to try and compete for the top, you're just basically just making numbers, aren't you?
Well, glad you said that, because one of the comments that Brady come out with, and I've already said it before on the channels, is the fact that the remit for this season was to stay in the league, because that means they've been in the league 15 years. Nothing about building on the team structure or anything else. It's all about staying in the league with her.
That's an issue though, isn't it? You're just making up the numbers. You're not trying to compete. Like Brighton, they're not trying to compete. They're just staying in the league.
Yeah. This is the thing.
Teams that they're just not trying to compete, and you're just like, so what did you want to come into the Premier League for?
Yeah, just be a number. That's all we want to be there for. Just a number.
That's why I've said that there should be a league between the Championship and the Premier League. There should be a league slap bang in between those two. Because the quality of the Premier League is much higher than the quality of the Championship, so there should be a league between them.
Thing is, though, mate, what they'll say there, though, is that it means it's a league, a division, a league, whatever we want to call it, just for West Ham. Because that's years ago, that's where they say that's where we used to belong.
Fair enough.
Oh, dear, frog. Hopefully not. Kilman could be Hammer of the Year next season. Look at Mav. Maybe not, though. Let's hope not. Dooley did the right thing by getting the fuck it. Yeah. Arsenal saying, Tony, commiserations again. You must continue with the channel. Won't make an iota of a difference whether you're in the Premier League or not. You have loads of friends. Arsenal, mate, appreciate that. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I ain't going anywhere. You know, West Ham through and through. So, and that's what it'll still be about. Regardless if we're in the, Premier League, in the EPL, League Two, non-league, we still do West Ham.
Doesn't matter, man. You're a West Ham fan to heart.
Exactly, mate.
Oh, you seen the t-shirt? I made the Uncle's Army into a t-shirt.
I see. Yeah, you see the other day. That looks decent. That does look decent. Yes, exactly. Thomas McKeevy, look at that. Just read the club statement to sum it up. What a load of bollocks. Absolutely. Star. The Conference League is basically an egg and spoon race. Still a cup.
It meant a lot to your fan base when you won it.
You know. Oh no, he's Arsenal. Lone Stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got no European heritage of any kind, so I'm not really going to take advice from him.
Big up to Dan. Yes, respect Tony, mate, and Cork's company. Big up to yourself as well.
Oh, no, sorry. Cup Winners' Cup, I apologise. You do have the Cup Winners' Cup, sorry.
Yes. Make sure you go to see his channel as well. Give him a share, like, and subscribe as always. Like I called it a karate trophy. Good morning, James LaPrue. Big up Tony the guest. Okay, Sarah, absolutely. Big up to Daniel. Come on, you Spurs. Hope you're doing well, Daniel. And well done, mate. Well done. You know, and as always, massive respect for you. I knew he was leaving because police went down. But yeah. AC Milan and the Football lost 2-1 at home. A win would have secured Champions League. Yeah, mate. Loads says breaking panic on the streets of Liverpool. Both Moyes and Slot are staying.
Oh, God help us if Slot's staying. God help me.
Respect to there. Two up there. How's the parade going, mate? Dear me, don't start. Leo says Everton just played Moyes ball. Don't know why we expected anything else. We were bored of it at the end of his tenure. Great shout. Dermot, thanks again for coming in. I have to say, Tony, sorry you've gone down. Man, you'll be back. That's for sure. Thank you much, Dermot, and obviously, great channel as always. Michael, thanks for joining us. PGMO made Spurs stayed up. EPL couldn't afford to have Spurs go down. That's the thing.
Everyone's jumping on exactly what I said right at the beginning.
Yeah. 2 up 2 down says, respect, mate. Police went down. Bobby Moore stands stairs to car park to protect the bacon. Yeah. And that's the problem, you know, he did protect himself, you know, when we, a couple of years ago, nearly got close to him and that, he made sure you can get nowhere near him there. Thoughts on Bowen's post-match interview? Yeah, I mean, look, if he's going to stick to his guns by what he says, then if he is going to stay, and I suppose it does coincide with not getting the England call-up, then, you know, there's a possibility he does stay. But we are dealing with Sullivan, and also he'll see Bowen as an asset. We you know, he can get a lot of money for.
Is it really Bowen's choice?
And this is the thing, and it's the owner at the end of the day. But I do believe, if you think about it, maybe from that, if Bowen is true to his word, then hopefully he'll stay. Michael saying Spurs will survive next season when City get 40 points deduction. That's why Pep went. See, a lot of people saying the same thing. Daniel saying, Tony, mate, if you're going to peddle with this narrative, at least be right. Tottenham, the only team in the Premier League to not get a pen this season. Where's the favouritism? Then big up, mate, though. I'm only going what I've heard from other places, Daniel.
Wow.
I'm only going
no
by
penalty this season. That is just
the script from other places, mate. You know, at
madness.
the end of the day, and that, you know, we've had quite a few decisions go against us. But as you know, Daniel, you know, both teams were down there for a reason.
I just love how Liverpool called Liverpool when VAR don't do us any frigging favours.
True. That's very true, mate. Lifestyle says Pep signed a contract extension until June 27, but utilising the break clause to depart a year early and avoid the fallout of 115 charges. I think it will come out, won't it? Jim says, I'm finally gutted for your team going down. I have a soft spot with West Ham. I'm going to watch West Ham play in the Championship on TV. Appreciate that, mate. Absolutely. Up to her then. So, what's your opinion, Matt? Not seen it. Matt says, in Arsenal first team, no red cards or conceded a pen. Fishy. Rich West Ham says, yeah, security next to him all the time. Coward. Man.
Madness.
Oh, look at that, Margaret. That's an early one to ask, isn't it? What will our lineup be the first game next season? Well, we retains the same squad.
The same lineup as today, won't it? Unless some players are coming back.
Yeah, well, you've got Alvarez. I mean, there'll be no Disassi in that, so that means Kilman will obviously take his place, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If Somerville goes, obviously, Troy has been injured, so he'll be gone as well. So you never know. Maybe Scholes and Juve playing, let more left up on the wing. But yeah,
It's hard to say who you're going to have.
Well, that's if he keeps hold of Pablo, Tati, Wilson will probably go as well. So yeah, it's hard to call at this stage until I know what's coming in. Non-Granit Xhaka, no red cards as well. Avoided media about the club for a bit. Up here with it. Jesus. Lone Star says, Leon saying to Lone Star, I thought Pep was supposed to stay on. Funny he's changed his mind after reports leaked about the charges. There you go. Yeah, that Arsenal can do no wrong. Good evening, Lucky Singh. Good to see you as well. Glazers out. Fans, let's buy Mateus Fernandes at our club. Man United will be the first one he's going to. I guarantee it. No Granit Xhaka, no red cards. I get you. Losa says West Ham can do no right. 19 losses deserve relegation, and that's the truth of it. That is the truth of it. Yeah, no, you can't deny anything but that. Like it says here, 57.3 million because they have a clause in his contract. Snap it up, he's saying. Leave it out, says, and good evening to you as well. That's what I'm worried about. Going to get a shithouse manager, get back to the Premiership, and become a yo-yo club instead of rebuilding around youngsters.
Do you remember when Norwich City were a yo-yo club? Just like,
yeah. That was us a few years back, that was. Yeah, Pep knows these 150 charges are coming home to roost. Yeah, probably will be that.
Pretty much everyone's just saying the exact same thing I said last week.
Leo says, Bowen said all the right things about the rumours surrounding his departure and sort of rubbished it all, but it might not be down to him with our grasping owner, and that's the truth, isn't it? Yes, clause, let's buy him at Man United, move transfer market quick, decent player. Yeah, I think he will be. And I think Man United will pay the price, 80-odd million for him. Unlucky West Ham. One team will go down. Yeah, definitely that. Rich, at least I had a 3-0. Maybe, did you have a bet on it, Rich? Don't know what out of it.
Must have. Might have got some money out of it.
Yeah, be good if it was the case. Big up to Moss Schooner as well. How are you doing, Moss? Damn, Hammers, I feel bad for you. So does Rice. But Jimenez ain't made correct choice. Yeah. Gutted as I wanted Moyes boys to do it for you, mate. We all wish that as well, but weren't going to be. Another win for you, Rich. Yeah, Rich has been doing all right in the whole thing. Moss says maybe needs some MLS stars earlier. Tati Castellanos, great second half season. Yeah, he's been all right. Missed the sitter, but he did score the opening goal. It's West Ham fault. Didn't win against Newcastle. Didn't beat us, Man United. Lost Crystal Palace. Yeah, it was a Palace game and the Brentford game. Yeah. Moss says, do you guys have any solid rumours of how much players going to leave? Or no, it's all speculation at this stage. All speculation.
They're being quite clever because they're giving out their support, but they know full well that they can't do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not up to them.
True. Moss says Pep going was always planned. Maresca knew, and when penalties came down out of 15, Pep gone rather predictable. Yeah, it's very true. Mark was saying, on the bright side, we should go for Bellamy and no VAR and refs that makes decisions. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me. I'd like to see
send
Bellamy.
the Championship refs up to the Premier League and send the Premier League refs down to the Championship then.
Edge game. Spurs deserve down up the 2 shite Prem seasons, 100% Moss. Tati said he doesn't want to drop that. Yeah, Tatty's one of the players that doesn't want to take a pay cut. Doesn't want to cut, yeah. Ian Ward, good evening as well. He's fire sale incoming. I mean, this is the thing. What's going to happen here? That's the thing I'm worried about as well. What says Juventus 2-0 and everything coming up. Como, Cesc, Champions League, and AS Milan choked. Nice. Could see between 6 to 8 leaving. I think that's the worrying aspect. Is that it's the amount of players that could go.
Because a lot of them not going to take any pay cuts.
Nah. Glazer's a fan like Mateus Fernandez. It's the only player he wants is Mateus. What's he saying? Tatty MLS star, UK need realise MLS and North American players. You get good deals and make money, and they help look whole city since they had Liam Miller, Team Canada. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's been all right. Give something like this. Yeah. Bone and Suchek staying. I think, I think hopefully there will be. I mean, Suchek is supposed to go because he only had 1 year contract and they weren't going to renew it. So it depends now with this. Matt saying, got to get a director of football, make a new project and stick to it. Sully, hands off. Yeah, right, Matt. We can all wish. Richard's only made 42 quid, Leon, but softens the blow a bit. Still 42 quid though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good, that.
And West Brom also a Yoglo club as well. That's true. Going to try and get to the rest of the comments. We're going to wrap it up shortly. Lodestar says Spurs fans complaining about no penalties. Took them 12 games to get in the opposition's final third. Leo says, Matt, he will stick his oar in if you chopped his hands up. Yeah, mate. Red card, Romero, go away. Matt said, last one from me. It's time for Skulls. Potts awful and earthy to shine, but can't fast it all on them. Yeah. Rich says, so many games performances sent us down. Matt saying, night all, Liverpool lad, please do free Spurs twice. That's all I offer, brother. Respect all as well.
Oh, I hope we do. I can't. Every time we play Spurs, we also do with that bloody Richarlison. The only time he plays is when he plays against Liverpool. He didn't score for the entire year. Who did he score against? Liverpool.
Finds format of nowhere.
Yeah.
Championship refs seem better to me because no VAR. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Must be a lot better.
Get the Championship refs up here. They send the Premier League ones down.
There you go. Look at that. Look, 42 quid is a nice little earner, mate. It's still nice, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
We will sell Joshua Zerke, 31 million. He's okay, a player for mid-table club, maybe Italy. Yeah, I think he'll be gone as well from them.
If he's got 100 million short change because he's in the Championship, he's going to have to sell players, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Direct format 100%. We need that. Yeah, Moss says, yeah, new Steiners, I bet they get clause contracts to not play in the Championship. Wouldn't surprise me. Fox says Nuno's pissing about experimenting was the killer.
There you go.
That's what's killed us, yeah. Which says, hit the like button, people. Thank you very much. Okay. Carl Lyrin, Canada striker looks the winning streak. Southampton went on with him. Oh, look where that's gone. Mandy, good evening as well. With the parachute payment, can they not carry on paying some key players' wages under that umbrella? They could do, but again,
they are in a shortfall as well.
It's also comes down to that bloody owner. That's the problem. He'll siphon it off in other areas. He always does. Ian Ward says, I hope the players have wage deductions in their contracts, otherwise it's worrying times. Well, I think most of them, I think that's part of the deal, that they will have that in there. And this could be the reason why we're going to see an exodus of players. That's the sad part about it, is that.
Yeah.
Say we'll sell Joshua Zerke, the only player mid-table, even Italy excels, apparently. Leo says, he has never stopped experimenting frog. That's what's fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moss, that's something we can all hope for. If we can get that, then great. But at the moment, can't see it happening with this lot.
Did you see a few seasons ago, Tony, that even for a offside decision, they sent the referee to the monitor in a Liverpool match? For an offside decision, they sent the referee to the monitor. What the hell are they for then? If they can't even get that right, what are they for?
just to be there. Just go on to this question.
Because like I was saying, you can't have subjective VAR. You've got to have objective VAR. They've got to stick to the letter of the laws, as they call them. But if they keep changing them and keep being subjective to the way they're interpreting the law, well, then the teams can do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely
That
right.
wasn't handball. I interpreted a completely different way than you did.
I think it's only going to be worse next season as well. Especially, I said, like they're talking about the ball VAR
Yeah.
ball being out of play as well from
Oh,
the
no.
sidelines. That's just going to be what the hell. Club so Rasmus Højlund here, look at him there flourishing. Man, I think they pay their wage over 3 to 4 or 5 years. Yeah, well, I think Bowen's on something like that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I need to sell Rasmus Højlund, he's saying. Lone Star says, Arteta was caught saying to Rice today, I told you we would win the title on the day West Ham go. Love you, Lone Star. Take care, everyone, and stay safe. Same for you as well, Rich. Moss is saying refs suck because they do not make this tough decision now with VAR.
Exactly.
Should be camera right away like NFL. We're the only league that don't use it properly.
Yeah, because they don't want
it. Ref only make the decision. I want back in the beautiful game. It would be nice if we could have that. It would really be nice. World Cup Canada summer. Yes. Good evening, George. He says, no more VAR for us, with a smile and with a wink.
There's a silver lining.
Thought Barry might make it. Unfortunately not. Manny says, I thought some clubs do carry on for that first year open to get back up, carrying on paying key players the same wage. Be nice if that would be the case. But yeah, I can't, unfortunately.
Keep your players there for a bit longer, I guess.
Freedom! Low Star says, Arteta was caught centre right star. I told you, yeah, you already mentioned that. In 5 years, there'll be no linesman and AR VAR doing it all. Imagine that.
That'd probably be better. If AI was doing the VAR, they don't have any subjective. They're just going to be objective, so they're just going to make the decision based on what their programming is.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
You can't argue with that. You're getting a yellow card. No arguments, because you can't argue with a computer. Trust me, I played FIFA. You can't argue with a computer.
It's true. Oh man. Moss is saying, geez, now you've got to play Evil Mill Warlock.
Oh,
man. Lifestyle says, Tony, Arteta wants to know if you will support Arsenal against PSG.
I mean, do you guys want an Inter Milan situation where you get knocked out, where you get battered 5-0 in the final? Be careful. PSG can be very lethal when they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it say like this, I mean, it's an English club, so you want to obviously see the English club do well. But at the same point, yeah, you're right. I mean, PSG, they're a formidable outfit. They've proved why they are where they are this season.
Because look at the group they came from. Literally, every team on that side has won it in the past 10 years. Every team that was there won it.
Yeah.
Half from Atalanta, I don't think Atalanta had, but they're the only one. I think they misplaced Barcelona.
Maddie says, thank God we don't have to play the top 6 next year. It is true.
There isn't a top 6, there's only a top 5, and then there's Tottenham down the bottom.
Watch the VAR during the World Cup. They make decisions quicker with no messing about. That's the thing, Leon. We do not use it correctly. Never have done. We're winning a super Mick Arteta super duper double. PSG, we want revenge, he's saying there. Be very interesting. Same man who would be glad to be away from their toxic fans. Mate, that's truth. Undefeated Champions League Invincibles could be. It's true. You've done well in the competition. Like I said, don't be stupid. We ain't losing 5-0.
How do you know?
Hope you come right back, East End boys. Thanks, Moss. Appreciate that as well.
Look at the Bayern Munich game. Look at PSG versus Bayern Munich.
True.
Can you do that? Can you do that? Are you capable of doing that?
Right. Lifestyle says, not favourites, but we ain't getting battered, Liverpool.
Time will tell.
Margaret Place says, Tony, you'd get at least £100 more from YouTube with the extra games, plus plays going down to 8th place. Yeah, I've seen this. We just talked about this, Michael. When you look at that, yeah, there's going to be more games being played. Yeah. Bloody hell, man. It's going to be, yeah. Makes it an interesting season. see where we'll be in this point, but
You just need to
Man,
make sure you
life.
finish first, so you got automatic qualification. Because if you finish any lower than that, you're going in the playoffs. You got more
It's
games to play them.
true. Yeah, this is the thing, and don't want to put ourselves through that drama. It's bad enough this year. Yeah, Europe teams want to play like open Bayern, like Bayern did with us, and PSG did with Bayern. Then we kill him. But Enrique, he's a good coach. He is a
He's an
good
amazing
coach.
coach. I love Enrique.
Trust says PSG will have officials on their side in the Champions. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think because you guys have never won the Champions League, I think they're going to be rooting for you guys over PSG. To be honest with you,
Be very interesting. We slapped Bayern 3-1.
right? You slapped Bayern 3-1, but this is PSG.
But it was the same with the Madrid game as well, wasn't it? You know, one
There you
beat
go.
Madrid and that. And look where that ended up.
Exactly.
Trosh, it's something you not had to deal with this year. Very true, Trosh. Very true. And on that note, we are going to start wrapping it up. And that, Copfather, where can they find you, and what things are coming up with you and Uncle Rod's?
So you can find me on Uncle Rod's TV, and it looks like there's going to be a show tonight at about 11:15. So if you guys want to come over and see me get extremely annoyed at my manager, then you come on over, because you're going to hear me get extremely annoyed at my manager. You find me and Uncle Rod's over there. What a team! I'm the co-host, so when he can't make it, he sends me.
Great stuff. No, it's good. It's been good having you on board as well. Trosh says PSG got infinite bung capacity. Yeah, with their owners, that's definitely sure, and that
They've got a lot of money.
people in the chat, thanks for being with us. Lone Star says we know who we are playing, and so do they, and that's the truth in it. Should be a very interesting game. Should be one hell of a game, that one.
It's Enrique versus Arteta. Winner takes all.
It will be.
Will you finally get your Champions League? Will it finally happen, Arsenal fans? Personally, I hope you do. I really do hope you do, because it makes England look better.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be easy when you're going up against PSG, and those guys are extremely difficult, extremely ruthless in front of goal. You've got to be careful. You can't go in there and just expect to beat them, because they're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
especially this season. Good lord,
that's for sure. Yeah, they've been on form. Pepsi is always on form. We can find Tont in the Championship. Sorry, you're most welcome, mate. Most welcome. Lone Star says, Uncle Rod's your slot machine is jammed. Definitely. Moss is saying, Goon is best global club there is, it seems, with all their sellies worldwide. Could be. You'll be back soon. Thanks, Pepsi. Appreciate that. And Arteta is beautiful from Lone Star. People, thanks for hanging around with us. And that, like I said, before you haven't gone, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. And obviously, if you are, and you're still going to be up, go and see Uncle Rod's. Go and see the Copfather. Interesting conversation they can have tonight. Leon said, nice to chat to you, Copfather. Tony, thanks for the chats over the season, mate. On we roll. Good night, all you Amazon night. Leon, appreciate that as always. Mark says, big up Arsenal's Canada and the Voyagers Canada Club. Hope going to get some Vancouver World Cup tickets. Good luck with that, Mark. Hope you do as well, mate. Lone Star says, defensively, we're the best team in Europe. 100%.
Yeah, and offensively, they're the best attack.
Yeah,
so it's going to be attack versus defense. Who wins?
Man, take care, Tony. Love how you do this, mate. Thank you, Moss. Appreciate that. I mean, look, hiding behind the tears and drown my sorrows in a minute after this, but now the club's put a statement out. All I want to see is now they actually honour that, and let's see where they go from there. If they can get that part right, then who knows? And you as well, Lone Star. Appreciate it as always. Leon saying goodbye to Trosh as well. Moss, Invincibles 2.0. It could be. No. It could be. You never know.
I wouldn't hear the end of it.
Oh, mate. Anyway, take care, people, and we are out. Enjoy the weekend. Oh, don't forget, for those bank holidays tomorrow, going to be a scorcher, sunscreen, hydrate, make sure, look after yourselves. Going to be very hot. Take care, people.
See you guys.